Mute. Alright, hello everybody, we're active now.
Just remember, Sasha will always be waiting for in the wings for you to fuck up.
Yep. Alright,
Elsyan
so...
will be there to break Sasha's mind.
Yep. Alright, so we
Elsyan
are
is
live.
now depressed because both me and Bern are now closer working with Malcom, while Elsyan has to sit on the sidelines.
Sorry about the race car, that is Harlan's computer trying to keep up, because for one reason or another
It's dying.
It's
It's
struggling.
purring.
Yeah.
It's not...
In all honesty, I'd recommend, like, you said you can't clean it out, as in, like, you can't take off the bottom at all?
No, can't do it.
Screwdriver?
It's not tried it. I have removed every screw on this thing to try and open it up, and there was no
Chisel,
way.
maybe?
What laptop do
Maybe.
you have?
A really annoying one.
Funny.
Yeah, that doesn't help. I'm just gonna say this, Harlan.
I will get the details to you when we are no longer on stream.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, because we're going to try and help you with this, because in all honesty, it's inflicting us as much as it's inflicting you. At this point.
Okay, that is not correct. I have to live with this thing. Like, I can hear
He's got
full...
a point there.
Yeah, he's got a point.
Oh.
Yeah.
I literally cannot have my computer on without earphones now, because it's so loud.
Fair enough. So, yes, hello everybody. Welcome to Crabby D&D. I'm just going to unveil that. Yep, now you can see everything. So, usual announcements, because stuff sound tests, am I right? Because either I keep forgetting or Matt's not online half the time anymore, so, oh well. So yeah.
He's spending a lot of time on PlayStation, that's why.
That's fair. So yeah, stuff sound tests, if anything's wrong, it'll be fixed later. So I'm here with Sudz.
Hello.
Harlan.
Hello.
Sam.
Hello.
Simon.
Hello.
Will.
Hello.
And Infernal.
Hello.
Alright. And of course me, as usual. Usual announcements. Thank you to Sasha for all the artwork. You saw the artwork of the players at the beginning of the intro. So thank you to her for all the artwork that's been coming through. Also thank you to Tabletop Audio for the service you provide. You are listening to the Bard Ballad 2, I believe is what that one's called. No, Bard Lively 2. And and you can mix and match what you need. They're constantly being updated. It is great. It's also free. And then maps are made with Dungeon Pair Studio. More detailed maps are made with Incarnate. There we go. Go and check both of those out, respectively. So, without further ado, unless anybody has any announcements. Alright, let's get down to this. So, last session, our party of adventurers. Sasha, Queglod, Elsyan, Bern, Malcom, and Ghaakt had made their way into the abandoned mine, sent here by Hurricane to deal with a particular issue which was an unknown threat to the city itself. The mines had been abandoned after a goblin attack. The party went to investigate, finding no goblins, only a particularly strange individual, one of the first few who was sent here originally to deal with whatever the issue may be, but went missing. With him discussing and talking about his party and their demise, he spoke of various travels they'd taken to try and overcome or find whatever the issue may have been. In their interaction, they dealt with some magic, and in the process of doing so, awakened something's constructs, in fact, that attacked them and killed the majority of the party, bearing one. Now, with the party progressing, they found a small clump of these constructs patrolling the lower levels of the mine. With them investigating and going down, they found these constructs and intervened, defeating them and finding out a few weaknesses and strengths of theirs. The party moved on, deciding to take the opposite route from the Goblin Village after interacting with some mushrooms, varying metallic ores, as well as some strange crystals that floated and seemingly, from what they believe, scanned the room. With the party choosing to go the opposite way, the undisturbed route, they headed towards a fungal forest. Upon arrival, they discovered that their unnatural light sources were intervening with the plant life. Now, with the decision before them of where to go, they met a strange goblin who they have no idea who he is. Elsyan being shot by him through a crossbow through his window, the party laughs both at and with Elsyan at the situation that took place. Sasha being left out of the inside joke.
I got shot.
Here you are. And with the rest of the party now aware of what's going on, they have been let into this strange goblin's home. As he stands there, he offers his services as a guide. So, you all stand there, currently looking, currently you can see this goblin. He kind of waddles over to one side, puts down his crossbow onto a small table, and proceeds to take out unroll a map and pins it down with two knives in either corner. So, where are you looking to go? This is a general map of the area if you're interested. If you want to look, it'll be a silver piece.
You said that there was a goblin village around?
An abandoned one, yes. Relatively further south. He goes over to his map and he points to one particular point which is marked with a circle. As marked here. On your map, indeed. Noting the dimensions, if anybody is proficient in cartography, or has an intelligence of, I'm going to say 16 or higher, go ahead and make an intelligence check. Well, you both rolled the same, which is 12. The two of you recognize that the dimensions of the map aren't that of a typical map. They seem to be written in, one, another language, and two, seem to have been hand-drawn, suggesting this individual is the one who drew them initially, which means that the dimensions in terms of distance might not be in feet. You're not sure.
Goblins use metrics.
Goblins.
Goblins. Goblin metrics. We measure it in toes.
So, where'd you want to go?
I got a question. So, if there's an abandoned goblin village here, I take it that this forest wasn't here originally.
That's true. The goblins moved out and they headed up through the cavern. The natural cavern led up through to a small clearing. That's where they stayed until and explored a little bit. They were stopped at the other ravine, and that's when trouble came.
Do you know what caused the mushrooms to grow?
Nope. Probably something in the ground. I've looked at it and I'm not entirely sure. Other creatures have lived there as well. The goblin village isn't the only thing which was overrun. Apparently there are a few shrines around, but be very careful. The mushroom forest is very lively. There are creatures in there that exist, look like humans.
And the ravine on the other end, does it run parallel to the other or just away?
I don't know. I've never been to the other ravine. The ravine at the end of the forest is a deep one, though. It goes down fair ways. Don't know if it leads anywhere. I haven't climbed down at all. I've only ever seen it from a distance.
What do you think? Asking the party, what do we think?
Well, out of character, can we take a vote on where we would like to go? I'm
up for exploring the forests, but not the ravine.
So just go through the forest.
Yes, check out the village.
It appears that we have two mysteries on our hands: weird mushrooms and an underground city with automatons.
I vote the automatons. They interest Elsyan.
They're also what we came here for.
Exactly.
I mean, I wouldn't spending a winter vacation here. Beats having to trudge through it to get back home.
Will?
Yes.
What do you vote?
Not Will.
What?
You mean
What do you vote?
Infernal. Not Infernal.
What?
So Will votes for going to the city.
Will votes for going to the city?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does Will vote going to the city?
Yes.
Okay. Queglod?
Yeah, back to the city seems most sensible.
And Harlan?
City seems. Wait, is this Harlan or is this Sasha?
Harlan.
And Harlan.
Or either way.
I just,
fine. You know what?
When it came to Simon, I just said the first name that came to my mind.
I'm cool with whatever. I'll be honest. I was mainly focusing on, stopping my computer from screaming like a dying chainsaw. So,
If it's vibrating against the desk, do you think you can lift it up onto your knees?
It is.
Oh.
Coming from inside the computer.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
I think your CPU is already fried up.
Yeah, that means that you're...
If it sounds like it's a rattling piece of wood, then that thing's probably
It could just be something stuck in the fan. Is it running okay?
You know when a cartoon gets shot in the face and their face goes completely black? That's how I imagine your CPU looking right now.
I know that there's an issue with the fan, but I can't get to the fan to fix it.
It
But,
does
I mean,
sound,
it's
yeah.
running alright.
It's coping, but I think it overheats and stuff because the fan isn't working right, which is the main problem. I think if I were to be able to fix that, it would be fine. Still not a great not a great laptop, but it would be fine.
It would work for what it's supposed to work for.
It
right?
wouldn't make horrible noises, which is the main issue here.
Yeah. Welcome to the Dawn Seekers, where we do IT support as well.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So Sudz, the
it's
general
agreed
census is
to-
to go to the city.
Yes.
Okay, you okay with that? Alright.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, with this goblin before you, he's currently poring over his map. He turns and goes, "So where do you want to go? What's the plan anyway?"
Well, I've been thinking, and I believe it would be best to talk to you later about exploring through the forest.
Sure. I'll be here all day. If the
We're
goblins
gonna-
cleared out, I'm not going to have much business, but that's fine.
Well, yeah, that's. But I believe it would be best for us to go take care of whatever's at the city first, or resolve it.
Did we ask him what the race of the people in the underground city was?
He doesn't know.
He doesn't
He
know.
doesn't know. Okay.
He just knows that it's there and
Yeah.
that they are there.
And
That's
that they
all.
are psychics.
Yeah,
The-
I see. Well, I guess good luck to you. If you do end up bringing those goblins back, that'd be good, or at least some kind of business.
Well, I'm sure once this is all taken care of, one form or another of business will come through.
Right. He gives a nod, he looks back and goes, sorry about the crossbow bolt.
Oh, don't be. It was a good laugh. I'm sorry. I'm more sorry about the hole in your window at this point, to be honest.
There was no hole in the window.
There was no hole in the window, he opened up the window.
Oh, okay. Then never mind. Everybody wins.
Ghaakt
Let's
has,
face it,
Ghaakt has never seen opening windows before.
See,
I forgot.
Let's be honest.
I
there.
just assumed he fired it right through the glass.
Let's be honest. That goblin had more forethought than any of us would have.
I mean, yeah.
Hmm.
Quick thing. Consider. Does this mean that in orcish or half-orc culture, just like there are no opening windows?
Okay,
Well, you know,
I
Made a
forgot.
mistake, okay?
It's been a week. I can't remember all the fine details
that's fair.
of whether or not he opened the window or just shot it right through and it still regained its momentum. Because goddamn, that must be a powerful crossbow if it did.
Crossbows typically are powerful.
It can pass right through glass.
Anyway,
I mean, it is glass, and we don't know how sturdy that glass is.
It's goblin glass. It's probably just like
It's goblin.
It's
Anyway.
just pure
Anyway,
sugar.
let's
it's
stop
heat
discussing-
insulated.
Yes, let's just
Stop
continue.
discussing types of glass.
Double glaze.
alright, so. You proceed to leave the house, and you proceed to head back along the way you came, correct?
Yep.
Okay. As you, as you proceed to head back along, are you traveling stealthy this time, or are you just going to continue along as is?
How long has it been since I?
Pass Without a Trace has probably been up for about 20 minutes now, so you've got about 40 minutes left. If you take it slow and you stealth, it's going to take you 10 minutes to get back, and you'll have half an hour left.
Well, there was nothing through here before.
Well, doesn't mean that there still won't be nothing there.
Yeah, just to note, there were side paths which you either took quick looks in and they seemed like dead ends, or you ignored them.
Where are the side paths?
They're just generally all along. It's natural cavern, so there's naturally a bunch of holes where like water's traveled through, natural erosion, that kind of thing.
Yeah, well, we could send Felipe a further wing ahead, just to check that nothing's shown up since we've been there, but
Well, I'm having Featherwing fly 30 feet ahead of us.
So he still gets the stealth bonus and can travel with
okay.
them.
Yep.
Okay, so are you stealthing or are you moving full speed?
I'm fine with moving full speed.
Me too.
I mean, we know the path. We just came from there.
So, full speed.
So,
Yeah,
maintaining
should
the
stealth.
same marching order.
When we're
Sasha's good
around
for
here,
dumb
we'll
shit.
go a bit- when we're around there, like at the end, we'll go a bit stealthy to see nothing else. Like,
Okay, cool. Traveling down the pathway, you continue going for some time. As you make it to the end of the pathway, you slow down a bit. There didn't seem to be anything along the way. Nothing's taken up residence over the few minutes that you were there. And you make it to the Goblin Village. Make a perception check. I'm going to say the two people at the front, which would have to be in this current party setup. I'm going to say it's Bern and... Actually, no, it will be Queglod and Malcom here, because you've got the familiars out front. So if you want to go ahead and roll perception for me, please, one each.
Okay.
Looking over the area, nothing seems to have changed.
And the entire party clenches.
It's fine. We're good.
Okay.
Getting a tight sphincter.
You proceed forward as normal.
I mean, everything seemed fine.
See no reason not to, so...
Okay.
Yep, so we have to.
You walk through. Nothing happens. And as you head through, you travel down the other pathway. It's at this point that you're traveling stealthy again, I assume, with your
Yes.
with the passer trace. You keep going. Infernal, I'm going to say don't draw.
The fuck?
Was that my computer again?
No,
I
please
think
No,
don't.
that was someone's water bottle.
Will, please don't wash out your
Okay.
mouth during the middle of a stream.
Oh, right. Sorry.
It's rather loud.
Indeed.
Yes. Infernal, don't go drawing too much for this, because it is a distance, but you don't want to draw too much, because
Yeah, of course. I'm not gonna draw like two.
this. There. So yeah, you travel for quite a ways. Do you wish to renew Pass Without a Trace, because it has been half an hour?
Let me see what I got real quick.
What level's password?
Yeah, I'll renew it. I don't
Okay.
see a reason not to.
Okay, you renew Pass Without a Trace partway through, and you keep moving through. I'd like everyone to make me a stealth check.
What level's password?
Two.
Second. So stealth check, disadvantage for those who have disadvantage. Remember, you have a plus 10 from this.
You don't have to say those with disadvantage. We all know it's just me.
Oh, and
Or
Orem.
Hey, look, it wouldn't have mattered even if I didn't have disadvantage.
That's true.
Wait, are we all advantage or disadvantage? I'm confused now.
Regular for you. It's disadvantage
Okay.
for those wearing heavy armor.
let
I'm
me.
gonna be...
Guys.
Yeah.
I've managed to roll an
Oh,
11.
shit.
Yeah.
I
If,
got-
I rolled a 3.
Got a 27, everybody. Total.
yeah,
I have an
one.
11.
Okay, so going down the
Folks.
line, Sam, you had 27.
8.
Simon?
Elsyan has good dex.
21.
21.
I'm also bringing Felipe back for a bit.
Okay.
So he's going to be back on my
Okay.
stuff.
Infernal?
11.
11. Will?
3.
Plus 10.
And that's
plus
stealth.
your stealth.
Oh, yeah, plus that's 15.
15.
That's not bad.
Sudz, with all of yours.
Alright, I got 16. B got 16 as well. Orem got 12.
Okay. And Harlan.
A lovely round 13.
Okay.
Oh, my lucky number.
You try to remain quiet as best you can. You travel through these caves for the better part of about 45 minutes in all, after you've used 15 minutes of your renewal of Pass Without Trace. This distance, at your current speed, is... I do some quick math here. Nope, that's wrong. By that. Okay. And so you've travelled about 28,000 feet. Yeah. The distance for this is quite a long way. And as you eventually get to this point, you meet a ravine. Elsyan,
Oh, nice to meet you.
with your
Hello, Mr. Roy.
with your passive perception, you pick up on the following. As you listen very carefully, below you, somewhere, you can hear the sound of running water.
In the ravine.
Sounds like it. Your acute senses pick up on that.
Now, the temptation here is to try and push Sasha off to see if there is water at the bottom.
I would like to note something.
If you do that, I'm turning my mic
The
sensitivity
ravine
way
is
up.
not a sheer straight drop, it is an angle.
How much of an angle?
I'll draw it for you.
Are we like? Would you say for like
Here's
Okay,
where
30
you are.
degrees or more?
So we're here.
That's where you are. The gap to the other side is about 200, 300 feet. It's a fairly large chunk out of this. There's a ceiling that goes over the top. It is about 30 feet off, and then it proceeds to rise to a peak of about 100 feet above you.
Okay.
It goes back down. With your acute senses, I should probably done this while I was at it. You see a passageway leading off into the ceiling.
Ah. Okay, so there's a passageway going up this way.
Yep, but that's through the ceiling at some point. And
Okay, is this looking at this from the side?
this is looking at it from the
Yes,
side.
we're
Yes.
here.
Yeah, this is
We
looking at
are
it from the
here.
side.
Okay,
yeah.
I got
And
that.
then the ravine goes down like so.
Like that. So it's a fairly steep drop, but it's
Yeah.
not sheer.
It's
And it's-
definitely rollable.
That is
And
true.
Sasha might survive.
Okay, and it's deep enough, I assume, for none of us to be able to see the bottom.
Yes, definitely not. This goes down
Okey-doke.
beyond your dark vision range, and you're not entirely sure how
Does
well you'll be able
anyone-
to see if you chucked a torch down there or something.
Can anyone cast light in our party?
Yeah,
Me?
I can. I'll drop a rock with light.
Good. We've got plenty of people that can cast light. The thing is, we might be an idea if we attach light to, say, a projectile and then fire it down there. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Well,
light.
fire is a
Throw a
projectile.
rock down there.
But- No,
Throw.
yeah, that's fine.
Just like what I did earlier.
I guess we'll roll a lock.
Okay.
Just a way to see the bottom.
Rocks are picked up, light is cast, and through a series of, I'm going to say chains of this, because both Malcom and Bern wanted to do this. Malcom picks up his rock and he tosses it down. Shortly after, creating a chain of light, Bern does the same. Roll me an intelligence check to time this. Actually, intelligence or dexterity, your choice.
That's a 16.
16. You time it relatively well, and you throw the rock down. As you do, you can just about see the second rock emitting light as it continues to fall. Through Elsyan, I'm going to say make me a perception check here. Perception or raw intelligence, whichever's better for you.
Perception, definitely that, because that takes that 6 up to a 12.
Okay. Looking at this, you can judge that it goes down from your rough dark vision and looking at this. It goes down a fair distance, about, from what you can tell, about 150 feet, and it keeps going. The first rock, it becomes a small glimmer, and it's almost impossible to tell how far down it's gone at this point, until eventually you hear a...
Is there any way to tell how deep the water
A
is?
sploosh as in water?
A sploosh is in water, and then you watch as the light fades.
Okay.
There's water at
And
the
then the
bottom.
other one, you hear... as it doesn't hit water.
Okay then, so it's not deep water. Or very, very variable water.
Mm.
Or there might be rocks out of the water.
Exactly, which probably means it's not deep water. So pushing someone down this isn't a good idea.
What?
Okay.
No.
Bye, Harlan. Oh, hello,
I
Harlan.
He's back.
assume
Don't worry,
it's
I'm fine.
deep enough so we can't just slide down it.
You can slide. However, you're going to have to make dexterity checks to maintain your momentum. If you do so, Aurum will not be able to come with you, because otherwise she'll be barrel rolling her way down.
Aw.
And I can tell you this now, if it's at least 150 feet, that's at least 15 d6s of damage when she hits the bottom.
Malcolm,
about
you need
no?
to teach
How about we just
you need
cross?
to teach Aurum how to sonic roll.
How are you going to cross? It's
No,
150,
question,
it's a
can
150
they
foot
fi-
gap, and there's no way round.
Is there any way?
Can-
Wait a minute. What's long-term plans?
Go ahead, Sudz.
Can giant vultures pick everybody up?
One by one, yeah.
Not at once, but yeah.
That's
But they
actually.
One
how
by
far
one,
away is this from?
I think it's about 150, 200 feet.
Uh-huh. Is
Yeah,
it
that's it.
possible for me to fly over with my spear?
No, because your spear uses the levitation.
Ah.
So you'd be able to hover your way down, but then you'd have to climb your way back up, which would be a lot slower.
But possibly safer.
Safer, yes, but it would take you a while.
Question.
Mhm.
What if I picked Bern up and threw Bern with the levitate to get like a real?
No,
in a
because he'd
running
still
start.
drop like a stone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a good idea.
The spear has the ability to fly through the air at a decent speed. However, at some point, it has the ability, because of the nature of you being able to ride it, it acts like it can hover, which means that it has to be a set amount above the ground. And if it's anything above, then it drops down.
Give me a number as I'm like an act.
What? How high above the ground? Above the
Yeah.
ground? About 45 feet, because it'd be half of the movement of the spear.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
you're met with
Uh,
this current
be able to
challenge.
pick 'em up.
We riding the bird taxi?
Unless anyone
Main
else has got
to
a
note. Aurum is a crystal drake with heavy armor. She is heavy.
I can.
I could use my
I've
tele-
got
I could use my
something-
So
telekinesis
remind
to
me,
help
how
cross
many
part
of
the way.
there are total?
There is B, who can fly. Malcom,
Yeah.
who can also kind of fly. Then people who can't get across by their own means would be Ghaakt, Bern, Elsyan, Queglod, and Sasha, and Aurum. So 6.
I'm just checking whether I can't get along by my own means.
Something to note with Aurum, she will require both of the vultures to lift her up in order to carry her across.
How long does the vultures last?
Fly work on her.
Your racial casting of fly only works on you.
I can cast.
Are
fly.
you sure?
Yes, it does, because that's something I forgot to specify. Because it's your racial ability, only you can be cast and hit by it.
Oh.
Yeah, I can cast fly. The thing I had to check is if I'm upcasting it, because I always am to level 4, it targets 3 people each. So I can get 6 of us flying. We just have to do it in 2 groups.
But then you won't have any spells left.
Yeah.
That's true, but
There's
Take a
also
short
I only
rest.
needed,
But Queglod's also a warlock, so
yeah, so it's only a short rest. Assuming that I didn't use any in the fight while I was away.
Uh,
no.
Off on my
No.
been marked off. So
One thing.
so I can do that
One thing to note:
if that.
doing so will require Sudz to use his, because it will be the sheep crossing the river dilemma. Because on your way back, you're either going to have to give them either the 3 of them flying, or 2 of them and you leave one behind.
I can make sure I save a spell slot to get us back across.
And worst comes to worst, then we're just gonna have to try our luck with climbing down and climbing back up again. We could probably use ropes to help with that later on.
First
I have
things
rope.
first. How far can Felipe like scope out a place?
100 feet.
Same other one.
Featherwing can keep
Yeah,
going.
I
You just
believe-
can't give orders to Featherwing past 100 feet. You can just watch through Featherwing's eyes.
I think that's the same with Felipe.
Yeah.
I mean,
But
no,
I can,
you
only,
do,
I
you
can
can't.
only command. I can only command him within 100 feet.
Yeah,
And you
'cause I
can only
remember
s-
we.
As far as I understand, I can tell him to go more than 100 feet away. It's
Yes,
just
but you
when he
can't
does, I
see
lose
through
all
his eyes.
contact with him.
Yeah, when he goes 100 feet away, you lose all contact with him, Simon. But when
Yeah.
when Featherwing goes, Featherwing is under the effect of Find Familiar, so it can go beyond that, but just can't receive commands.
And also, you can turn into Felipe if you should so wish.
Also true.
My reason for mentioning this is I think it would be prudent to check out this upper passage if we're going to be we're going to be flying across anyway. We might as well check this place out first to see if it'll be helpful for us.
Would you like to do what we did before?
Just because it's going to be difficult to get to it from the bottom one, and it would be difficult to get to the bottom one from it. So we kind of pick one at the moment.
Okay. As far as I understand, there's no limit to how long I can be in
Felipe mode.
in Raven form, in merged form.
No, there is one limit, however, which I believe you're not considering. Does Felipe have dark vision naturally? Because if not, then it won't work. Because you inherit Felipe's form, you lose your devil's sight.
But I can go with her.
Also,
Spider form.
Would
also,
I lose Devil's Sight? I'm just trying to check the
When you are
description.
merged, you become tiny and replace your speed with the Raven's, and you can use your action only to dash, disengage, dodge, help, hide, and search. During this time, you gain the benefits of your Raven being perched on your shoulder. As an action, the Raven return to normal forms. So you
How far along?
revert out to get back your Devil's Sight, because otherwise you merge with Felipe and gain Felipe's body and type.
but the Devil's Sight is a Warlock feat.
Invocation. Yeah. That's where the dilemma comes through, because technically Felipe shouldn't ever have dark vision.
Yeah, but that's
It doesn't specify that you
'Cause-
lose anything.
no. It's like, and the way it's phrased seems to make it more seem like
More like a polymorph.
it's me with Felipe merged rather than Felipe with me inside him.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
both. It seems like both of you together
Yeah.
for the betterment of both, rather than the
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
you're just taking them over like most.
Okay, we'll go with that then. So, what do you want to do with regards to how you're going to approach this?
On this side, it just continues on with the path.
By the looks of it, yeah, from this distance.
I was going to ask how far
this would
along
have-
is it? Because I could dimensional door, but it'd be a one-way trip, so
Hmm.
it's not foolproof.
Well, then we can use fly on our way back.
I mean,
can only
Queglod
take
can
one
fly wherever
person
the
with
fuck
me.
Queglod wants to.
Yeah, so I can scout the bottom of the ravine and this passage and ahead. The issue is just I can't fight in that form, and I'm not overly stealthy. I can run away, but
I mean, you say you're not overly stealthy. You are black in a very dark cave, so I think that's got to apply some bonus.
True, but dark creature seekers don't see the black and white. They just don't see. They don't see the color, so that means that they are able to make out outlines and other differences between the darkness and creatures moving.
and like motion, like
Yeah.
say a bird's wings flapping.
Yeah.
Which they do quite a lot of. So
But again, addition, you are a bird flying in the air, and
True,
and you
and
have
I would be
quite a
keeping my
decent.
distance.
Yeah,
So I don't mind doing that if that's what people think is the best idea.
that's what I'd wanna do, because like if we have the option to know what we're heading into or find out where the best place to go is, we should.
I agree. Sure.
Okay.
You guys can scout the area.
In such a case, Sudz, you sending Featherwing as well?
I was wondering if people wanted me to do the same thing we did the last time, which was me turning to Spider Malcom to give the stealth bonus. Or have me become Spider Malcolm and go with Featherwing in a different direction.
I mean, honestly, I don't know if it'll be like worth it, like for you to waste a wild shape when like when we're going through a dangerous place. But at the same time, if you don't think you're going to use it for anything else, sure, go right for it. Go right ahead.
We can have one person look at this and then one person look down.
Who wants high? Who wants low?
I can fly, so.
I mean, Featherwing can fly too.
I know, but
If you're going spider form, though, it might be better for you to go.
I mean,
Yeah.
if he goes spider form, can you just walk on ceiling?
That's true.
Oh
Well,
yeah, I can do that.
Whatever,
Yeah.
whatever you want then.
Also, something
Okay,
that I'm going
okay.
to note, which I realised is a pretty cool image. He can actually
Hmm?
climb on Featherwing's back.
Yeah,
as
that's
Spider
also
Malcolm,
true.
That's what I was.
Fine, yeah.
and fly. So technically, he would have a fly speed. But the moment Featherwing is outed or he goes down, it becomes an issue.
I have web. Don't worry. I will become
That's not how that works.
Spider-Man Malcolm. I'll become Spider-Man Malcolm.
hey,
Don't worry.
hey, no, Chris, remember those tiny baby spider parachutes from Charlotte's Web?
Yes.
No, because I
see?
never watched it. Also, okay, so who have we got?
Yeah, but-
Hold on. Yeah. I don't watch films. Anyway, so
Exactly.
Simon, you're going up as Raven form up through the top chute, and Malcolm, you're going with Featherwing down through the bottom of the ravine.
Give me 1 sec to confirm. That one thing that we talked about that I can use the bonus action once per long rest. Do I have that now?
The
For
wild shape
the
thing.
Wild shape?
Yeah,
yeah.
it requires you to be attacking in combat though.
Yeah.
So you
I
do have it,
understand that.
but you don't. You can't activate it in your current
I
situation.
know I can't activate it right now. I'm just making sure I have that.
Yeah, you have it.
Alright, then yeah.
Okay.
Turning into Spider Malcolm and going down
So
with.
I would like each of you to make your respective perception checks for this, then, please. Using either yours or Featherwing's perception, and using Felipe's bonus perception onto you, Queglod.
Yeah, it's me, but with
bonus perception. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So
So that's a 9.
9 from you and Malcolm.
11.
11. So the two of you split up, going your separate ways. I'm just going to use this. Put them there. And then copying over each of you to here. Queglod going up here. And Malcolm going down here. So, as you keep going, Queglod, what you see first of all is as you get to the edge of this kind of tunnel, you notice that it is natural. Looking through the inside of this, do you keep are you flying along it, or are you just scouting the edge of it?
I will be flying along it, not too quickly, and trying to keep an eye out if there's anything ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, I will keep going.
You keep going forward. You travel for a little ways. I would like the two of you to also make me stealth checks for this as well, please. Malcolm, you get your spider bonus, so that's a +5 for yours.
Right.
Felipe?
So my stealth check would be a 7.
However, you are immune in that form, correct?
17.
7.
Oh wait, no.
You got Passer Trace going, so you got
Yeah.
23
Oh wait, do I
plus
have
10,
to roll
so
one
33.
for
Yeah,
feathering?
roll feathering as well. So yeah, you should be. Are you immune in that form, Queglod? Because you gain all the benefits of
I'm
the
not.
raven perched on your shoulder, which means that the raven can't be targeted.
I guess so. Then yeah.
I mean, if that's what it says, then
Yeah, like there's no explicit "you are immune," but yeah.
As you fly along, we'll say at the very least we'll work off a higher AC. Natural 20s go through as normal.
Yeah.
As you fly along, you try and keep yourself relatively quiet. You kind of travel round from the ceiling. You don't notice it, but as as it strikes, you just about manage to dodge out the way. Your kind of Felipe's instinct kicking in. As you dive out of the way, you watch as this hook swings by, not managing to catch you. And as you look up, you can see a hooked horror attached to the ceiling as it swung itself down to try and catch you.
Okay, I'm gonna drop out of the tunnel and sort of circle around the exits if any of them follow me.
Okay. You travel the ways back that you can as you circle round. They seem to travel a little ways, but then they seem to stop, almost losing interest before they seem to clamber back to wherever they were.
Okay, well.
We just wanted to be friends.
Stop that.
Would you like to do anything else?
Oh, they're cute.
No, I'm going to stop off with the party and tell them what I've seen.
Okay. Malcom, as you're going down, how far down would you like to go? Are you falling fast, or are you taking it slow?
Go down basically all the way.
Wait. So you went up on Queglod and Malcom went down.
Indeed.
And you got attacked by a hook or?
Those things are everywhere.
I've never actually met those
Look,
things,
Chris,
so-
this is your own fault for not saying it.
Fuck BT.
There it is.
I'm so salty I went to get a glass of milk to quench myself.
Fortunately, it'll still be a pretty long time before I can reconnect to
Alright,
tabletop.
back up. Can you at least hear me, though?
I can hear you.
Alright, let's continue where I left off, other than saying fuck BT.
Harlan and Will.
That's alright, they don't have to talk right now.
This is true. Should I continue or wait for them? Did they just go be right back after my internet went down?
Yeah, that's gonna
Yeah.
go grab
They
a
went to go
drink.
grab water, so...
Ah, okay. So, Will shouldn't be too long, Harlan will be an hour. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Harlan will come back and he'll be like, hey guys, I just went and got my water, and it's like, Harlan, D&D's over. It's like, what? I was only 5 minutes.
It's 12 o'clock, Harlan. What the fuck's wrong with you?
It's 12 o'clock.
Look, he's
Noon.
he's a thirsty boy.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so, as you're going, just to get this done while the stream's up, I'd like you to make me an intelligence check.
I can.
I think that was you're not in. Is that what you said?
Sudz.
I think it's because he's trying to load
I think
back.
that's
he's-
him loading in. He did
Yeah.
say it would be a while before, so...
Yeah. Hello, Sudz. Welcome back. Whoa. Hello.
Sudz, say something. Daddy Malcolm.
Ah, that's weird.
Malcolm.
Mm.
I was rolling the die. You
Yeah,
guys
the
couldn't hear me.
intelligence. No, we
Yeah, we
couldn't.
couldn't.
Infernal, are you here?
Yes.
Can you check the stream real quick? Because every now and then it flashes up stream has been disconnected, but it's not.
I'm checking.
I'll do it. I've got Twitch open.
Oh, okay.
I already have his channel open.
He's got it bookmarked because.
It is. Oh, it does say
It is
live.
up. Yeah.
Okay, good. Never mind then. Because it keeps pinging every now and then saying that I'm disconnecting. It's not good.
Nah, it's up.
Alright, well, we'll keep going, and if I'm just dropping frames every now and then, that's fine. Happens. So the only person we're missing is Harlan. Well, what a shame. What was your intelligence total?
That is a 16.
Okay. You recognize quite a few of this. As you're kind of traveling down the inside of the ravine, kind of looking around, you see what look to be small kind of veins of metal. Ones that are just protruding from this ravine. You can see what looks to be a orangey rust-coloured metal, which you recognize as iron ore, or the outside of where it's been oxidized. As you look around more, you can also see what looks to be a few sources of nickel.
Nickel.
Looking through where it's kind of flush with the rock. It's kind of hard to spot, but you do see it. And another one, a slightly shiny greenish silver metal.
Greenish silver.
Which you recognize as bricks. BRYKS. It's a metal from which you recognize from the Barren Lands, often used in making certain powerful alloys used in magical craft.
Ooh. This is definitely good to know that this is here.
Reminder, we can't legally take it.
I know. I can take a sample to let them know that it's actually here.
Yeah, you're allowed to take samples to bring back to let them know, but you can't mine it yourself.
Yeah, which I will be taking care of that when we're done.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly double check. Yeah, so this is typically combined with other more hardier metals to make what's the popping for?
That would be people choosing their colors.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you see, you kind of see this, and you recognize it when mixed with other alloys. It can be used to form kind of magical arcane containment. Not perfect by any means, but it's useful for containing particular types of energy. For any of you who are more tech savvy, this would be the real world equivalent of tungsten, which is used to make batteries.
Tungsten.
Or it is used in the making of batteries, I should say.
Oh, if I could make myself tungsten carbide, I could do dumb shit.
So, you see these on the way down, you kind of note them, and you keep travelling. You get closer and closer, and as you do, you eventually hear the sound of running water. You get to a point where you can see the bottom of this ravine. So it keeps going for some way, becoming sheerer and sheerer, becoming narrower and narrower, until it gets to a fine point, and then it seems to open up. You can see it opens up on this one side, where you've moved down. You can see that there is a waterfall currently coming out of a hole in one section of the wall, going into what looks to be a lake that's down here. You can see that the light must have struck it and then fallen into the lake itself. This section seems to trickle down before leading off into another chamber, but you're not sure where.
And from seeing this, I can theoretically tell that the one that Bern through went down here.
Went down here, whereas the one you threw went down here. Yeah, because there's no way you would have been able to throw it out and then have them directly drop, so you would have had them bounce off of the sides here.
Wait, is this a view looking down, or is it to the side?
This is a side view of the ravine.
Okay.
So looking at the ravine, you've come across this way, and then you've got the drop going down here, and you've got the upward way that Queglod went. Do you wish to venture any further?
Okay, so what's this thing over
The-
Also, I
that's a
popped
risk.
away for a bit. Why is Malcom in the ravine?
Because this was the plan. Queglod went up to check out this. I went down to check out this.
We're exploring all of our
I am flying, do not worry.
Do you venture further?
So the white stuff is water?
Yeah, this is water
Oh.
that's coming out of a small, a relatively large hole that's in the portion of this. There we go.
Yeah,
Oh,
much better.
And then this line here is water as well. You want to do that as well?
So that's like a waterfall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a waterfall kind of falling into water. You have no idea how deep it goes lake-wise. You'll have to find that out. The lake looks to be about 20-30 feet across.
Can I ask a question?
Mm-hmm.
This is on Sudz's behalf, but like, how high and wide across is the waterfall itself?
The waterfall is about 20 foot off the ground, and then it comes out of a hole in the ceiling. It's not a trickle. It is it's like water just falling through down into like a.
Okay, and the team said they went down. There's the ravine, right?
Yeah.
which means they probably ended up going down here.
Yeah.
So is there any chance at all that there's a secret waterfall cave?
You can go ahead and find out. Do you want to jump?
Check behind the waterfall, Malcolm. The secret's down there.
And this is metagaming. Malcolm, what would you like to do?
It's not metagaming.
Yeah, it is, because you're not there.
It's genre. It's genre awareness.
What would you like to do, Malcolm?
I've read a fucking novel before.
I wanted to check down here, but first get closer to the water to see if I can see anything in the water, but not too close. Like,
okay. Make
10
me another
feet away.
perception check with disadvantage because you're looking into water for this. So your range will be limited. Okay.
oh nope, I see
The
nothing.
water is too difficult to see through. There's not a light down here to visibly see much. It's just a blank slate. There's no reflections, there's no nothing, and you'd have to get into the water to see any further.
Well, I'm not doing that as a spider, so screw that. So I'm just gonna continue down here a little ways, see if I can see anything that might hinder us while we're flying.
Okay.
Or while we're going across.
Okay. Make me another perception check at this point.
Oh, that is...
Okay.
That is horrible.
You keep travelling down. And as you keep going, you don't see anything of importance. Travelling along, you see the cavern continues on. And that's about it.
Yeah, if I don't see anything, then I'm just gonna head back up, because that's what I was looking for, seeing if anything would hinder us.
You don't see anything that would hinder you, and you head back up. So to this point, Queglod, you're the first to arrive, as you didn't travel as far. You reach back to the rest of the party.
Okay, well, I'm gonna land and turn back to normal.
Okay.
It doesn't look like there's too much up there. It's a natural tunnel. There's some hook horrors in it. I didn't get to explore all that much due to them, but I can't imagine there's much of any real significance up there. Creatures like that have settled it.
It's their house now.
I guess we're going across then.
Yeah.
Okay. Shortly later, you see Featherwing and Malcolm return.
Anything down there?
I saw some metals. Little lake down there, sort of. At a passageway heading around towards the way we came. Not really much down there.
Well.
Wait.
Queglod didn't find anything up top.
Which means that it would have been harder for the other adventurers group to even get over to the other side.
Well, if they went down and saw those structures, where did they go? If you said you didn't find it.
I didn't head all the way down the passageway. Didn't, just in case anything did happen.
Oh, you didn't go all the way down?
I went all the way down the ravine, and I went a little bit through the passageway, but that was about it.
Do you think we should cross over the ravine, or...?
Well-
constructs are down there, probably. Further down into the passage.
True, but
This
if
city
there-
might be straight across though.
if there are individuals in the city, they might know more. If they're friendly, they might know more information about the constructs. Because there's no way that they would have just passed through here without going towards them too.
I mean, I kind of assumed that the city is where they came from.
Yeah, the other party came this way, didn't they? But they never made it to the ravine.
They
They
made it.
They
to
made
the
it
ravine,
halfway through the
bottom.
ravine.
and then they went down into the ravine, found some strange
Okay.
structures, and then proceeded to get
Get it.
slaughtered and leave.
Right. Okay.
Well, as it
Elsyan.
stands...
Elsyan?
Elsyan?
I would like you to make me a stealth check using your intelligence.
Wait, what?
What?
Okay.
Oh. Alright.
Wait.
Been waiting for this for a long time.
You have the plus 10.
Plus
Is this
my
for everyone?
intelligence. That will
So it would be plus your
Yep.
intelligence, plus your proficiency if you're proficient in stealth, plus 10.
So that's 19. Wait. Yeah, because I've got a plus 3 to stealth.
19. Okay.
You have plus 3 to stealth, plus 10 and plus 5.
Are you proficient in stealth? Elsyan?
I'm not proficient, but I've got.
Then
Then
it's
it's
plus
using your
15, so it's
intelligence,
20.
though. So it'd be plus 4.
Okay.
So it'll be 20.
So yeah, plus 4.
So it'd be 20. So it's your
If it's
5
plus 4, it's 19.
It's my 5
plus your
plus the
intelligence
10 plus my intelligence.
Plus 10.
is 19.
Plus 10. Yeah, so 19.
No, but
I know I got to 19 somehow.
what is your intelligence?
My intelligence is 18. I've got plus 4 intelligence.
Okay, because you said you meant the 5 from the roll, not 5 from your intelligence. That's where well.
Sorry, I'm also eating food at this current moment.
I need to double check the DC. The rest of you
Uh-oh.
carry on till I find it.
Uh-oh.
Well, I'm going to start. Does anyone have any rope? I probably do, but I've forgotten.
What are
Probably.
you gonna do with the rope?
Well, if we are going to have to go down there, I was thinking of laying down, tying down some rope up here and putting it down so that we had an easier way back up if we don't have the spell slots or magical ability or magic psychic voodoo to get back up without.
I mean, I was already planning to use rope if we went down.
Cool. Let's get
I
a start on
mean,
it.
You're a spider. You could climb down, climb up
So
the
are
other
we
end, and then
going-
drop the rope so that we
are
can easily climb back up.
Are we actually going to the village or the constructs?
I don't know. No one makes any decisions here.
I mean,
We're going
well,
to.
I
We're going
said that it
to.
would be best to go that way first.
We're going to outsmart the previous party by going the ways that they didn't. And from the sounds of it, is that they went down this way?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're going to go that way.
Elsyan,
Uh,
you do pass the DC.
Do I?
However, it's at this time that you feel a monstrous psionic force loom over this area. From now on, you'll be making stealth checks using your intelligence against this.
All of us or just him?
Just him.
Just me.
Yeah, the rest of us
you
aren't
put-
interested.
True. However, Elsyan will have to make 2 stealth checks. One for his physical form, one for his mental.
Oh, fuck.
So keep
you're
that in
fine.
mind.
You got this.
Is there any way I can try and locate where this massive urge is coming from? Or surge is coming from, sorry?
Make me an intelligence check. This will be without the +10, trying to beat the DC again.
Just checking, I get no bonuses for eating voice checking while I'm doing this, do
No.
I?
Nope.
Fuck, I would have loved to have it.
Protein does
The-
not increase stealth.
Even with the +10, you... Well, even if you did have it. As you kind of try and focus on where this is, you fear that you might unmask your hidden guise from this.
Uh-oh.
You get a sense that whatever this is, it's relatively powerful, psionically. You also have the realization, and this is something that you can do, if you wish to give yourself advantage on those stealth checks, you can use your Intellect Fortress focus.
Oh, I'm doing it.
Okay. So you switch your focus to Intellect Fortress, so none of you are communicating telepathically, notably.
Exactly.
Brief thing, my computer's making louder noises again, so I'm going to try and do what I can to fix that.
Oh, we don't hear them, so we're doing something right.
Yet. So,
It's not fun for me, though.
what is the plan then?
Well, so far there were 2 votes to go this way and 1 vote to go this way. Does anybody else have a vote? AKA Bern and...
I would
Queglod,
say
yeah.
go across first.
Okay, so that's
Yeah,
3
second
votes.
Across.
Okay. How do you get
Okay.
across?
Are we gonna use Will's, mine, or Queglod's?
Or mine.
I mean, what's the
Well,
range
you'll
of
have an
communication?
easier time climbing back up the other wall in spider form, so I suggest you do it. You can use yours.
What's the range on
What are you
dimension?
talking?
Okay.
I'm not in spider form anymore,
Oh,
Yeah.
and I can't use it again on...
do you need help getting
can I
back
use
up?
it if I...
Well,
I'm
what's the
okay.
range on dimension?
What's
Dimension
the
door
range on
is-
dimension?
Dimension door,
is
500 feet.
500.
And you
But
can
can only
use it
take
once,
2
or
people.
what?
I can only use it once, and I can take 2 people.
Only 2 people. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But I can use it to drop the rope down if needs be.
Well, we
How
can...
long is... No, actually, is the rope... Because the idea of using the rope is that you slide down and then jump to the other side and then use the rope to climb.
Oh, yeah.
Just so you're aware, unless you can jump like 20, 30 feet, you're going to have a hard time getting across that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely can't do that.
So that's out of the question.
The rope is mostly to get down here and get back up. If we go down.
Like, even climbing back up the rope might be a challenge.
Yeah, because that's a
We
fairly
need to
long
hitch it
ways.
onto something.
You gather that that's roughly a 250-foot-ish drop.
Wait, hold up. Inventory.
And I doubt that the rope
No.
is that long.
Well, it got 100 feet of rope. That's about it.
Okay, so if we tie
So
3
we're
other
not
ropes
going
together,
down.
that'll be 300 feet.
What?
If we tie our ropes together, that's 300 feet.
You have more
Well,
rope?
how many... You named 3 people who had rope. I assume.
No, I named 3 people that had a way to get across.
Oh, right.
Yours only works on 2 people. Mine can work on all, but it would take a longer time.
If
How
we could
long
get
is-
some
how
people
long
flying
is
across,
Conjure
I could take
Animals?
2 non-flyers.
Is an hour.
It's an hour on Conjure Animals? Okay, yeah, you'd be able to ship people across nice and easily. It would just take time, as you say.
And then Queglod can use.
Oh, I have a rope on me as well, so we can get 100.
What level?
You can get 200 feet.
What level is Conjure Animal? Second?
Third,
Third.
but I have plenty of spell slots. I just will make sure that if we do have to fight over here or down here, I'll make sure that I save a 3rd level spell slot.
Well, see
We're
that's
getting
the
back.
question. If there's not going to be a fight, I can use both of my spell slots, then immediately take a short rest and we're fine. But if there is,
Yeah, that's
I'll
what I
be in
said.
big
We could,
trouble.
I was gonna say we could take a short rest on the other side.
As long as we
Alright.
get the chance to do that.
I mean, I have no objections of taking a short rest.
We've been traveling for a while, right?
Yeah. In all, you've probably been traveling about almost 2 hours now. Ever
So
since
we
you, ever
get
since you
together,
got
right?
in the cave. So you took your long rest in the cave, or the mine entrance, and then you headed down, and it's been about 2 hours-ish. So, a short rest at this rough time would not be out of the question.
Okay. And just remind me, there are 6 people who I would need to fly.
Yep. And you can obviously fly across yourself using your Raven transformation.
For free.
It's true.
So
So I would need to fly Dol, Ghaakt, Sasha, Elsyan. What's the dragon's name again?
Or
Orem.
Orem. And Malcom? Or do you have something else you can do?
I can use fly on myself.
Well, I'll need to cast it twice anyway to get 5, so you might as well save yours.
Isn't it 6 for you?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
she'd need to get, excluding
Okay.
herself, because she can turn into a Raven,
1, 2.
she would be
Four.
able to send
That's enough, actually.
Yeah.
Elsyan, Sasha,
Because it targets 3 people. when
Elsyan,
casting.
Sasha, Ghaakt, Bern, Orem, and Malcom.
Me.
Because she
Ah.
turns herself, so
Well,
she can just
it's
ship.
enough, actually,
She
because
can
it's...
What spell are you using, by the way? Just to double check. I want to check up something.
Fly at 4th level. It's a 3rd level spell, but I will be casting
Well,
at
isn't
4th
it
level.
enough? Because he gets 5 people with this, and Orem, so that's 6. He turns into a Raven and B can fly over.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I mean. It would be exactly enough.
Yeah, exactly enough.
Quick
Oh,
question.
wait, no, I fucked up. Thank you for checking it.
Yeah,
That
I was
hard.
just about to check because I was just thinking that's not right.
Yeah, I was thinking that it was 2 by default, and upcasting it made it to 3. That is not correct.
No, it targets.
So apologies for that.
Yeah.
It targets 1, and upcasting it turns it to 2. So I can get 4 people across. and
Okay,
myself.
don't worry. I've got a thing
So
here.
someone else will need to figure something
I've
out.
got a thing here.
I could use my dimensional door.
I have a thing here, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What are the rules in carrying people whilst you have a flying?
It is impossible unless they have a fly speed of their own. Otherwise, you will be falling prone, and in which case you will fall, because everybody here exceeds carrying capacity, except for Queglod, who can fly on her own.
Okay. Secondary thing. What if we just find a safe way to the bottom, and then someone flies a rope up to the top?
Again, was
Or
already
Queg-
mentioned, you don't have enough rope.
I have an additional 50 foot of rope.
That makes 150. That's 250 feet down.
Hmm.
We do not have enough rope to go down and up with rope.
250 feet going that way, 150 feet straight across.
Okay, well that
I
brings
mean,
up a
just
terrible,
conjure animals,
terrible
I guess.
idea.
Just conjure animals. It's
Alright.
the best way.
Yeah,
I'll just
It is
conjure
the most efficient.
Okay, 1/3 level spell slot, conjuring animals. What do you conjure?
I'm gonna conjure the only flying thing that I can.
Giant vultures. Okay. You conjure 2 large giant vultures. They both sit there. You give them the command to carry people across. Who are going first?
I believe, in my opinion, I believe Sasha and Bern go across.
That's fine with me.
Sasha and Bern, you go first. You fly across. Doesn't seem to be any issues as you make it to the other side. Who is the next ones going across?
Let's I'm gonna move us forward a bit so that we're.
While you
Okay.
when you make it to the other side, I would like you two to make stealth checks as well, please.
One, I go at that point as well, and then
Could they carry those? Or could the one that's carrying Bern also carry Queglod?
Yeah.
Since Queglod's small?
Queglod doesn't need to be.
I
Yeah,
really
I'd
don't need to.
allow-
Yeah, can
I'd
I carry
allow
me and Queglod at the same time?
Yeah, I'd say it would probably be able to carry Bern and Queglod because Bern's a light character.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm
so
really like-
Queglod can go across also.
Okay.
Okay, so I'd
Don't
like...
worry, guys. I got
One way or another, I'm here. And then stealth.
Correction. You got a 2 because you aren't affected by passes without trace with Malcom on the other side.
Oh no! Actually, that's real bad. That's so fucking bad.
I got a 2 as well.
Okay.
Okay, I've got a 14.
Quick, brief thing. Can the reason I lose, I obviously get seen by stealth be that like the vulture just drops me like 5 foot above the ground and I just go clonk.
I mean, I'm okay with that.
It reverberates throughout the cavern. Okay. Vultures fly back across. You hear the clonk on the other side. Who's going next?
Guess we'll go with Elsyan and Will.
I just want it to be known that right now in the background I'm playing the bird that flies you over a disproportionately small gap from the Undertale soundtrack.
Okay.
Yeah.
With the 2 of you who've made it across, Elsyan, make me 2 rolls, and Ghaakt, make me a roll.
Oh boy.
Oh boy!
So that we'll say is that your intelligence or your dex one?
Oh, for that. Oh, yeah.
Hang on, let's try that again because I threw 2 at once and I could pick
It'll be
either one of them.
intelligence and then dex.
Wait.
Really, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
But I
Try
dropped
that again. That's
Yeah,
8.
we should
And
have.
what is that using? What is that using?
Using your
Stealth.
stealth. Yep.
Stealth. Not dex? Oh.
Which is
Stealth,
is
yeah.
dex.
That's an 8. Sorry, no, it's a 10. Is it?
Okay.
Yes, it's a 10.
Okay. Elsyan, you managed to resist the mental force, and you're fairly stealthy, the quietest of the group so far. Malcom, are you going off across next, or are you having Aurum taken across first? Because Aurum requires both the vultures to carry her.
I'll go and then Orm.
Do you go first? Go ahead and make the stealth check.
I'm up here.
Oh yeah, I'll go. Okay, go ahead and make your stealth check. We'll say B flies across as well at this point.
Oh, well,
With the
that's
plus 10.
14.
Actually, no, Pass Without Trace is not up because you have cut.
Oh, yeah, that's right. So that's 4.
Yeah.
Still not the worst.
Could be better.
And then Orm, who gets disadvantage. Oh, wait. He needs to roll 1 too.
And Aurum is brought across. Yep.
B. Okay, B's. Okay.
Yep.
B's
And
got a
Aurum.
20. That's a 14!
All right. Aurum is pretty stealthy. You guys recollect yourselves. You are now across the ravine. You look around. You don't seem to notice anything initially. Elsyan, however, you do notice something.
Oh no.
As you're looking around, as your companions are there, you see what looks to be another one of those crystals that was in the Goblin Cave. This one is active. and a bright purple, and you can see the beam pointing directly at Sasha's armor, and she hasn't noticed.
Is it pointing to like the chest of Sasha's
It's
armor?
pointing to her back, where you guys have gotten over the other side, and you're all like watching and hoping everybody else gets across, keeping an eye out. She hasn't seemed to have noticed this purple dot on her, like a laser sight.
Sasha, you might want to turn around or duck for cover, whichever one might suit you best.
I need to make a roll very quickly for decision making because I'm not sure how to. Yeah, Sasha immediately ducks.
Okay, you duck. The laser follows
really
you.
shot now.
Oh fuck!
You still haven't noticed it though, because you just ducked.
What's
following
going on?
Elsyan's order.
What happened?
Lasers, Sasha. Lasers. Perhaps try looking around once in a while.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my head to look behind me at whatever the fuck what I'm supposed to be ducking from.
You see a small
Apparently
purple
laser.
crystal currently pointing a thin purple beam at you.
I'm gonna move away from it. Just gonna sort of like shuffle
Okay.
through the people.
Hank, you're supposed to be in the front.
We figured out.
Hey, look.
Shuffling back, it sees you. It continues to track you, and as you move through the others, anybody else who got stealth below a 10, more beams come out and light you guys up.
Our best guess that these were used for spotlights, effectively, wasn't it? That was our best guess.
No idea. I believe it was.
I distinctly remember that being brought up at some point, but no. Well.
Sasha's being scared.
What do you do at this point?
Malcom will take the lead. Aha.
Malcom.
Okay.
Yes, Malcom.
With my shield.
Take the lead, you're
I will take
supposed
my
to.
shield out.
So, marching order then. I will say this is 2 by 2, as this is a relatively wide corridor.
Adventurers came in 2 by 2. Hurrah! Hurrah! I think purely on the basis of me being the tank, I have to go in the front. But I don't want to be here. I can deal with like.
You can go in the back.
I should be using this one, but yeah. So
I'm cool with that.
no, that's the.
All right.
So
Gonna hold my
First,
shield between me and the
second,
beam.
third. Ghaakt, Elsyan, and Queglod are at the back. There we go. So, as you continue, do you continue travelling onwards? Are you recasting past another trace? The giant vultures can come with you.
Sure, they'll be behind us. Why not?
And are you taking a short rest, or was that only if Queglod used her spell slots?
Anyone lost any
Would
health?
Would I get mine back? Would I get at least one of my things back from a short rest?
Not from a short rest, no. As
Okay.
a druid, it's only long rests.
I don't want to, but
Oh, we might as well go forth into death.
Okay, you keep moving forward. Elsyan,
Yes.
I'd like you to make me another stealth check with your intelligence, please.
Sorry. Yeah. It's with advantage.
It's just the
isn't it?
one. Oh yeah, with advantage
Yeah,
because of
advantage.
your intellect.
Does it-
Doesn't really matter.
No. Okay.
Pass without a chainsaw?
nope.
I just
It's another second level
use
spell
my
slot.
intelligence
I
for-
don't have many of them.
You feel a very strong presence connect with yours.
Oh, shit.
It seems to almost lock onto yours before you feel it almost release.
Ah,
The presence is still there in the air. Whatever this thing knows you're here now, but
I think we might as well stop trying stealth. Whatever's looking for us knows we're here.
More spells.
Can you try talking to it?
it needs to be able to see it to do that, unfortunately.
Which is a pain. I really need to figure out a way to get
Is
that.
it coming from where we're going, or?
Do I know? Do I have any way to tell its location? That 'cause I'm gonna be
Now
less-
that it has identified you, it is far in the distance,
far in the distance. In what distance?
in the direction you're
Which
heading.
time? Okay.
It's coming from up ahead. We just need to keep going.
So, are you traveling now at a regular speed, or are you traveling stealthy again?
Well, I already told that we don't really need to since they already know we're here, so.
I mean, we're going in
Yeah.
peacefully, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's no need to go in stealthily if we're gonna be peaceful.
Yeah, it's
Elsyan,
peaceful,
Why don't,
it's
why don't
fine.
you try thinking non-violent thoughts?
Yes.
Elsyan.
Okay, just
Please.
I'm gonna have to force Sasha behind me so I don't.
You are a leaf in the wind.
Give me intelligence checks for non-violent mental exercises.
Advantage from
Okay.
Malcolm.
Doesn't
he's
work like
telling you
that.
not
I'm
to.
trying to make sure I'm above the heads of Sasha, and I should be fine.
Malcolm just puts a hand on Elsyan's shoulder.
13,
Elsyan,
1 plus
you're my
4,
right-hand
17.
man.
You know, I could think of something that would make this a whole
Sasha's
lot.
too busy thinking about boom.
She's thinking about going onto the
Sakura
surface
petals
and
blow
inventing
from
the rose
somewhere
colour.
as he says this.
Alright.
So, you keep going, thinking peaceful thoughts, making sure that if this thing can read your mind, that if it is, then at least you're thinking peaceful thoughts. Keep going for some time.
Not brutal murder.
It takes you
peaceful
about,
thoughts.
at your current pace, it takes you about 45 minutes. No, this would be a much faster time than that.
Yes.
No, sorry, it takes you about 20 minutes to get there. As you travel through, this is a well-navigated cavern. You can see that the majority of it is mostly straight. There are very few side passages, and if they are, they have been blocked up with rocks to kind of encourage a single mode of movement going straight ahead. As you continue on, I think you'll recognize this map, Infernal, as you've got a sneak
Yep,
peek at it.
I do.
Sneaky!
As you
Where
see
do we end up?
here.
Here.
As you look in, you
I
can
assume
see...
this is not appropriate to size.
No, it's not. As you look in,
Really,
you can
we
see
just-
a vast cavern. It opens up on either side, about 40 to 60 feet on either side before it curves outwards. You can see about 100 feet ahead of you is the edge and what seems to be a drop-off point before you can see what looks to be a small island in the center. You can see lights off in the distance, and you can see what looks to be 3 lights currently floating towards you.
Lights.
The lights are traveling about 20 feet off the ground at most, and they seem to be traveling along before you watch as they kind of descend a little ways towards the earth, and they're continuing to travel towards you. What are you doing?
Looking around at the marvelous open cavern.
What's coming towards us?
3
Light.
lights.
Lights.
Queglod, make me a perception check with Felipe's aid.
Yep.
And Elsyan, make me an intelligence check.
Oh, I should probably specify, but I will have
That's
detect
an
magic
idea.
on.
You'll have what, sorry?
Detect magic.
Detect magic.
On.
Okay. Detect magic wise, this area is filled with a light trace of magic. The entire area here. The same kind of magic that Elsyan gives off.
Mhm.
Whatever this is, it seems to be almost like a sphere of influence of some kind. Elsyan, you begin to sense the mines coming towards you. They are hostile.
Everybody get ready for a fight. They're not friendly.
Orbs, huh? How bad
Battle
could they be?
preparations, then. How far are they?
They're reaching the edge of the outside of this, so they're about 100 feet away from you, about here.
Would it be good to start firing on it?
I mean, if they're coming hostile,
If you got range,
we can try
sure.
to talk to them? If you want.
They're coming in. They're hostile. That they want to kill us.
Alright, well, Since they
Can
really
you,
want to.
can you set up a telepathic link since you can see them? Talk to them.
Guys, can you hear me clearly?
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't fix it, but I have managed to get my find a nice sweet spot where it a sweet spot where it doesn't activate the thing on its own, so I can actually like
Okay. Fair
talk
enough.
when I need.
Okay.
I don't believe I've got range enough.
I mean,
Because my telepathy does
Your
have
range
range.
is line of sight, isn't it?
He needs.
It's not-
He can see light. He can't see what's
Ah.
creating them.
I can't see what's creating them, and if they're sentient, either way, they're 100 feet away from me. They're not close enough for my telepathy. I do have a limit on that.
Mhm.
It's half what my telekinesis would be. Which, again, I'm annoyed that it's not on my character sheet, and it should be. Didn't fix that. Forgot about that.
It's just line of sight. So long as you have line of sight
Is
on them,
it?
you can. Yeah, it's line of sight.
I thought we agreed because I can swap between telekinesis and telepathy. I had the limit on range.
Your telekinesis has a range.
Telekinesis has range. Okay, I'm with you.
yeah.
Your telekinesis has a range, and if one of them ends up being disabled, both of them are.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you now. That. Right. Okay.
So
Is there no way I can try to communicate with these orbs? Because they.
As you try to communicate with the orbs are not the things that you can sense. At this point, they're about 80 feet away from you. They're not traveling fast, but they are traveling.
They're not sentient. They're not here to talk. I think
Alright.
they're here to kill us.
Well, time to
open
fire.
fire.
All right.
What range are they in?
80 feet.
80
traveling.
feet.
Oh, give me 1 sec. I gotta open this window for a
That's
cat.
literally like the max. That's my standard range for my light crossbow. Perfect.
Okay.
Something else is 60 feet.
Okay. Well, I didn't expect.
What happened?
this. No, everything's fine. I just need to move this because I don't think I have a map for this. No, I don't, because this was not something I planned for. I didn't think you'd get seen so quickly, anyway. Or you'd stay standing there, but that's okay as well. So,
Although we just stay standing there and accept being hit by these orbs coming in at us.
yeah, the orbs that are floating towards you. Queglod.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no. Before that, everybody who's making their attacks, go ahead and do so and declare what spells you're using. Going down the order, Sam, you can't do anything because of your psionics requiring line of sight. Queglod.
I'm not going to be attacking just yet.
Okay. Infernal.
Queglod attack him?
Nope.
I guess not.
Okay. Will.
So we're not attacking now, even though they're hostile.
The thing is, they're probably attacks if we're honest.
I think the thing happening is that we can't attack. I mean, I can't because the only spell I have that will reach the 80-foot range is Hypnotic Pattern.
I mean, me and Infernal can
I mean,
attack.
Queglod can too, and she's not attacking, so I'm gonna follow her.
Sometimes it's better. Like we have a high charisma diplomat, and we have even though they're hostile, currently we might be able to
I mean, they would have good reason to be hostile, given
These
the-
things.
Thomas
Also, I
was-
can't do anything psionic to them, so they don't have a mind. They aren't something we can reason with.
Maybe
What
they're
if-
just better at psionics than you are.
No, I'd at least be able to tell that.
Queglod. As this is all happening and you're all kind of deciding what's going to happen, now as they come within proper range, your passive perception will now kick in for these creatures. As you see, they're not human initially. You see humanoid-esque creatures. Regular arms, darkish skin tone. You see sunken eyes, no eyes apparent about them. You can see into their forehead is what looks to be kind of embedded in their forehead is some kind of dark purple sliver of some kind. You can see two holes. You can see two holes below their eye sockets, but not connected to them. And they seem to move almost sluggishly. Similar to the movement of a zombie, but not quite. These aren't undead, they are thralls of some kind, and the lights are dancing lights. 3 separate castings of them.
Okay.
As these creatures slowly plod towards you.
They're not
And
making
Elsyan
me
can't focus on them.
Nope.
Elsyan,
Okay.
now that you can see them, you can sense their hostile intent. You couldn't focus on them previously because you couldn't see them.
I couldn't see them. Okay.
No, because they were on the ground and the lights are above them.
I see.
So where you were focusing on the lights, you couldn't see them below. But now that you can properly see, Queglod points it out, and you're all roughly able to see these creatures as they lumber towards you. Do you do
Okay.
anything?
Oh, what to do? Okay, I'm gonna try and set up telepathic communication with them.
Okay. You do.
I'm gonna set it up with Ghaakt as well.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, right.
Who says what?
So what are they? Are they the hooked horrors from earlier, or
No.
no? Are they the orbs?
No, they're.
We have a visual
vaguely
representation?
humanoid, like,
Where?
You want a visual representation?
He's got a tile for it, so.
Not quite.
Close enough?
Close enough, yeah. You've all seen the tile before, but it's not exactly what they look like.
well,
Which tile?
something's probably better than nothing.
Just drop that. Darren. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And
Darkish skin, sunken eyes, and you see like 2 holes below their eyes. They seem to be moving sluggishly.
just checking, they don't have tentacles, do they?
Give me a perception check.
That is a good question.
Because if they're ithalids, I'm murdering these fuckers.
Nope.
I mean, what? Nope.
However, as you set up the telepathic link, you set it up with these creatures before you feel your telepathic link almost taken away from you. As you set it up with these three creatures, you feel as if they're extended far beyond your viewpoint. What do you say?
What are you?
You hear back in deep speech,
In deep speech?
as you being the only one who can understand this
I
language.
understand deep speech.
Yes,
That's
you
a
do.
good point.
We are the one. We are the many. Why have you come here, spawn of Scion?
I've never heard myself referred to as spawn of Scion before, have I?
Nope.
And now I'm taking a wild guess, and Elton's taking a wild guess, that this has something to do with his mother. Because everything fucking does when it comes to insults towards him. Apart from,
How do you transfer all your lore over to Elsyan? Someone who doesn't take notes, insult him.
But
you
yes.
respond.
I do, just trying to figure out. He's asked why we're here.
Investigating. The-
We're investigating constructs, aren't we? Yes. We're investigating constructs and what might have happened to an adventuring party before us.
Okay. You have no place here. We know nothing of this. Leave, or we will take your mind from you.
We took a wrong turn again.
It was worth a shot.
I
Thought
guess.
they might have information about that.
Okay. That. Right, I'm going to do a roll for a decision here because
To Elsyan.
Elsie gets the sense that they are powerful, don't they? Okay. Elsyan's gonna cut the telepathic link as best as he can,
Okay.
and just to try and stop them having so much of a direct route into his own mind.
Okay.
And set up Intellect Fortress.
Okay.
Um,
You set up Intellect
what does
Fortress.
this mean?
The thralls are continuing to move forward. What are you doing?
They're just so everyone knows, they threatened to take my mind away from me. I do not want that. Help.
So, what? Did they have anything that they...
30 feet.
They want us to leave.
If they've nothing to do with the constructs, then they're not what we're here for.
But we don't have any information otherwise, and I reckon we should prepare to fight, considering they're probably getting... How close are they, Chris?
20 feet now.
They're getting closer!
If they have nothing to do with the constructs, we should back.
In fact, they're 20 feet from us.
Just yell out if
stuff.
if they understand deep speech, then yell out that we're leaving.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna... Cool. Okay, fine. We're leaving now! Goodbye! Good day, sirs!
The thralls
And-
keep moving forward.
I said good day!
I suggest we say goodbye with actions and not words.
Yeah,
Yeah.
start backing up. I'm just gonna...
Start backing out. Let's just run. Just start running.
Elsyan's backing up, getting ready for if they get, actually touching range. He's going
Guys,
to
if
do
they
it.
chase us to the ravine, how are we getting out?
Hmm?
If they actually touch you, that's probable cause for attacking back.
If they
Yeah,
chase
if
us
they
to
get
the
you-
ravine,
look,
how are we getting out?
That's self-defense.
There's a point.
Well,
You're now running down the corridor.
thought we were backing up.
Are you just backing up? They're still following you.
I mean,
So if this is
makes
us,
it look obvious that we're leaving?
You're looking like you're obvious, making it look obvious that you're leaving. They are following.
Okay, guys, they're not...
All right, now
Are
you're
they
just
like
being
following at a
shit.
distance, or are they trying to catch up?
They're moving at the same pace they were previously, which is slow, but moving towards you.
Okay.
You're not sure whether they're herding, whether they're pushing. You're not sure what they're trying.
Are they still trying to, hostile attacking us, or?
They weren't from the intent that you're picking up. These creatures seem to only have one mode.
Just slowly, just as
Just
slowly
attack.
Okay, right.
Let's at least get to the ravine and see what happens. By the way, how long has it been since we left the ravine and got here?
It took 20 minutes going that way. You spent about 2 minutes having that conversation and being chased, and so it'd be 20 minutes going back. So the giant vultures would still be there.
For how long?
Well, it's an hour concentration, so they got 20
Yeah.
minutes left. Actually, no,
Alright.
including the transport time, 18 minutes.
18. So, 18 minutes by the time we get back.
If you run. If you're just walking back, waiting for these things to slowly catch up to you, then I'm going to say you've got about 5 minutes when you get back.
Well,
Now it's time to slowly descend.
so yeah, I believe we should just start heading down.
Okay.
I don't know why I
Okay.
even bothered mentioning those other paths. This was clearly a waste of time.
Which way are you going?
We find a beautiful forest, but then we just get told off by a bunch of illithids.
We don't know their
Okay,
elephant,
so
okay?
if we're going back to the canyon and getting the birds across, we want to go straight down, or do we want to cross back to the other side and rest up? We haven't fought much, but have spent a lot of spells.
Do note it has been about 2 hours since your long rest. You cannot long rest for another 4 hours.
Yeah,
Or
that's
for
Oh, that's a point then.
No,
Well, let's
another 6
make the
hours,
most of
sorry.
it.
Well, yeah, in that case.
so we should go down.
Okay.
There's nowhere else to go and nothing to wait for, so.
You're going down?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You get to the edge. The thralls are slow. They do catch up to you as the last person is leaving. You head down into the ravine. As you're all brought to the bottom, you hear a as you watch as the slaughtering and now dismembered body of the thrall splatters onto the ground near to your landing point, as these creatures obviously didn't comprehend the fall. As the mindless beasts that they are did not comprehend that falling damage was a thing, and fall to
Hey, look, guys, free loot.
There's probably nothing on
Yeah,
them.
no, these creatures are unarmed, and they have no armor on. They are literally just now slaughtered up garbage on the floor.
Well, that was
Anti-climate.
okay. Yeah. We ran away for nothing.
Could have fought them. Who knows how
Could
much
have.
XP they...
But
But
No,
evidently,
before-
running away
yeah.
and having them just fall off a cliff was the more
And-
more efficient method.
Also, if we want to, sort of be peaceful with that city, which they obviously came from, or at least that's what we think they came from, then it's better for us to say, no, they were idiots and fell off a cliff, rather than, oh no, we brutally murdered those people.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's at this
exactly.
point,
They're
Elsyan,
probably just flesh constructs of some kind.
as you reach the bottom of the ravine, the telepathic presence ends. As Queglod, with your detect magic as well, you sense that the outside of the range is a fair distance, probably about a mile.
Hmm.
And from what you can tell, unobscured.
God. This is going to turn into some whodunit. We're going to find something down here, and then we have to suspect if it was the city, the mushroom goblin, or the weird rat guy at the entrance. Who did it?
I think this would be a good time to take a quick break while our party formulates a plan, and so that everybody can go and have their quick break. So we'll be back in just about a minute or so. It'll only be a short break, as we did have a disconnect earlier. So we'll be back in a few. Let's get back into this. Yeah. Will isn't back yet, but I don't know why something's probably held him up. So, You all get to the bottom of this. The corpses strewn about the place. Sasha, on your way down, you saw several ore deposits of various metals. You saw nickel, you saw iron, and you saw bricks. Bricks being this world's tungsten.
Do not touch.
Yeah. Going down, you can see all of those bits and pieces. As you get to the bottom, you can hear the rushing of water next to you. As
Sasha licks the frick.
It's not how that works. Wait, you're licking it?
Can I?
Yay, blood poisoning.
Okay, go ahead, lick it. Make me a con save.
Go on, lick it. Sasha.
Does this count as a poison save?
No.
It's
Because
con
this is the
save.
magic. Because this is the magical effect of bricks, which I have written down here. Okay, you feel momentarily disconnected from Oturan.
Oh,
Oh no! I immediately unlick.
you can't unlick something.
Ugh.
I imagine you just
Oh.
like physically reversing what you just did.
Like down to the saliva. That's a 19 altogether, I said.
Yeah.
Oh no. Does it come back after a couple seconds?
It comes back after a second, but it's a momentary quake as there is a lapse in your connection with the Turan.
Oh, I don't like that at all. Guys, don't lick strange metal.
Duly noted. Any special reason or just in general?
This one can cut off your connection to deities, so it might work on other forms of magic, especially if you're getting them from some strange raven queen figure.
Hey, why is that strange?
I'll be honest, the dead squick me out.
Well,
Would I have heard of this?
Of bricks?
Of bricks having that effect?
same here.
I'm going to say the only one who gets this is Malcom making a intelligence roll here. With disadvantage unless you're proficient in mason's tools or
Which
blacksmith's
I'm
tools.
Alright. Yeah.
12.
Intelligent.
You know that bricks has anti-planar powers in it. Typically
okay.
used to store and reflect magic. It has the unique effect of disconnecting certain planes of existence, and depending on the recipient can have major or minor effects.
I see. Makes sense.
Okay. Is there anything else you'd like to do? You can see the waterfall kind of flowing behind you as it's kind of falling into the lake. The water doesn't seem to be rising; it just seems to be fairly stationary where it is.
Before the bird go away,
Okay.
Sasha, do you think you can collect a little bit of the brick so we can take it back as a sample so we don't have to collect it later?
Sure. Not really. How much is enough?
You'd know how much a sample is as a dwarf.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go do that with my prospecting.
Okay. You have a sample of bricks. That is BRYKS. If you wish to pick up any of the iron ore or nickel, you can
That's
also
going in
consider-
my bag.
It's going in.
Is that with an X or with the KS?
KS.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone here?
We started because it was more than a few minutes.
Uh,
You're now at the bottom
I'm
of the
pretty
ravine.
I'm pretty sure that they know that iron was down here.
Yeah.
So if you could collect a little bit of the nickel too, that'll be good.
I mean, I'd assume they'd have known about the nickel, but all right.
Just in case.
in the last few seconds before this fucking vulture disappears
You've got
from
like
underneath.
10. You got like 5
Okay.
minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I collect.
I
I
was
collect any
gonna-
unusual. I collect any and all unusual metals that we would have noticed.
You pick up the nickel
Which
and you
was-
pick up the bricks.
Just those.
So, as you're all standing here, you can hear and see the waterfall next to you. You can see the water. None of you can see through it very well. It's kind of murky. If you wanted to investigate, you probably have to stick your head in it at the very least.
I'm
What would you
curious
guys like to
about
do?
this. Curious about this water, guys.
Well, don't drink it.
Would anything come up from detect magic on the water?
No.
Okay.
Um,
Well, it doesn't seem to be magical. Could it just be dirty, perhaps?
It looks like it.
Okay.
You also haven't got any lights, so you don't know if there's like anything obscuring
Drift
it.
globe. Drift
Pebble.
globe.
I'll just dancing lights. How about that?
Okay.
That I can use as much as I want and won't have to take a day to recharge.
Yeah.
Same with light.
My drift globe doesn't.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think I'm thinking of the other one.
It's only when I do its big thing.
Yeah, it's daylight.
Mhm.
That's the one we were thinking of. So,
Mm.
Yeah,
casting lights, dancing lights, and the drift globe. You
Mhm.
can see that the water down here is. It's strange. It's like dark aquamarine.
Well, if it's aqua, that's normal for water.
No, aquamarine is like a very vibrant.
It's a green and blue.
Crossover with the Saturday campaign.
Could I make a sort of like a some sort of check to like why some like that of water in a mine would color?
Yes.
Nature check.
Good question.
Nature check.
Actually,
Can I
no.
do the same?
This would be stone cunning for you.
Yes.
Not with advantage though.
I know. I remembered that as I was doing it.
Okay.
17.
You know that certain types of metal can dye water. Typically, I'm going to try and make sure this is correct, but I believe it's chalk.
It's what?
Chalk. It's either chalk or there's some kind of there are some mines that can make the color of it green.
I mean, I know that like copper can turn green with like
Yes,
oxidation.
copper. There we go. That's what I'm looking for.
So, yeah, there's something dissolved in the water and that's changing the colour.
By the
Well,
looks
it's-
of it,
so that's-
yes.
Not dissolved, but essentially.
Yeah.
Technically, it's a solid.
Yes, it's,
Oh,
copper,
no.
it's copper mines. Yeah.
Okay. Shall we
The
continue?
point
then?
being, it's a completely natural phenomenon. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's keep going.
Also, that water is going to conduct electricity like a fast.
Let's find out. Throw Sasha and call lightning.
Are you okay with this, Sasha?
Have a go if you think you're hard enough. No, we can try this after the whole construct.
Okay. So you're leaving the water as is then? And you're just going to go down into the tunnel?
I think I'll take another
Yeah.
sample because I might as well.
Okay, so you're taking a sample of the water.
Do you have something to store it in?
I have flasks.
Puts it in water skin, accidentally drinks it later, dies from copper poisoning.
Hey. I canonically have brewer's supplies, which includes flasks and vials,
Mm.
if I remember correctly.
Yes, we'll put it in vials. That's fine. So you put it in vials. Does anybody else want to do anything?
Nope.
Nope, I'm good.
We check
Oh
behind the water.
god. Come on.
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check. How are you getting over there? Are you flying over on your spear? Okay. 17. Plus what, Infernal?
Investigation 1, so
18.
18.
Okay. Looking over the back of this, it is a plain wall. There seems to be a little bit of kind of damp algae and moss that's kind of grown on the back wall where the water's obviously splashed against it and provided a surface for it to grow. You do notice, however, that at the bottom, just as it hits the water, the algae and the moss don't exist.
Wait, what?
So partway up the wall, it's algae and water, like it's growing fine. But then as it hits near the water level, it's not there. It's not present, which is strange.
Would I?
Infernal, you're quite far away from your mic there.
Hello?
There we go.
Hello.
There seems to be something wrong with the bottom of the water. I don't see any algae or anything growing.
Maybe there's copper in the water that's scraping it off.
Can I tell?
That's not
what
how
caused
that
it?
works.
I'm gonna say no amount of. This is you. There's something in this water which is unknown. You don't need to roll for this. There's something in the water which is an unknown property. Typically, copper won't have this effect. It will still feed and work fine alongside other natural life forms. It is partially toxic, but not to particular strains of algae and moss, which is probably what's growing here. There's something that you don't quite understand at present.
So is it like above the water level?
It's
there's
above the
algae moss?
water level, but as the water is as the water from the waterfall is hitting this water, it's splashing and it's allowing it to grow. But then as it hits the water level, anything that would have been grown there isn't present.
Okay, so it's like there's a perfect line.
There's like a cut-off point right at the water.
Something's not right there.
If we're suspicious of the water, we need to check out the source.
Well, no, but it's the water falling from the waterfall that's causing it to grow. But the water below is somehow stopped.
What would you like to do? Anyone?
Vote. Check
Hmm.
out the water or keep going.
My vote
Well-
is keep going, but
The water's coming from like a little waterfall, right? Is there any like gaps, or is it just like a full tunnel full of water?
It's a full tunnel, yeah.
Yeah, it's just a spout. I don't think we'll be able to check that out while holding a breath and going against the current.
Well, I could, but that's beside the point.
Not without V-shapes, you can't.
Can I smack somebody else on the back of the head and do it? Because it just says I need to land a melee attack. It doesn't say on what.
In combat is the intention for it.
Dang it.
You're not allowed to slap Elsyan and use him as your wild-shaped bitch.
That wasn't my intention. It was gonna
Right. But it was going to be Sasha.
be.
Yep, of course.
Who doesn't like hitting Sasha? Come on.
I mean, if you have to land a hit, it's going to be a lot easier on Elsyan than it is on.
Not if I use Lele.
Even then, it's still going to be a lot easier on.
Alright, so,
On
what is the...
Elsyan.
What is the
Malcom
current
likes me. I'm a
No
fucking
one else
psionic
does.
phenomena.
Elsyan.
If you let him hit you a bunch,
Elsyan
he'll
was
like you even more.
That's for the bedroom only.
Oh god, no, 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 no.
Okay.
So we're continuing. 'Cause that's the only vote
Yes.
that I heard.
So,
I mean, actually, so we can't see
No.
down into the water clearly, can we?
Nope.
But like, is
I
it like
just-
visible to see it at all?
what, the water?
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, it's right at the surface. You got a water sample.
I know, but like what I mean is like is it like translucent or is it completely opaque?
It's green. If there's a bottom, the general nature of this is you can't see anywhere below the surface, so completely opaque.
Elsyan,
Hmm.
you know how you have telekinetic powers?
Yes. What are you getting at, Sasha?
Well, could you not move some of the water out of the way so we get a look-see down there?
I don't believe so, Chris.
Telekinesis works on one object. The object for this situation is too big because it's a massive body of water.
Look, do you really want to know what's down there?
Are you that desperate, Sasha?
I mean, I'm just saying it's a bit.
Fine.
Yeah, do you think it's relevant to all of those people getting killed?
Real question. Who said that comment about the bedroom? Was it Elsyan or Sasha? I forget.
It was Elsyan.
It was Sam, actually.
I think we can continue on.
Oh, he's quoting it.
Yes,
That's
might as well continue. But well, let's Let's make a note to mention this. Okay,
Yes.
just in case it's something
You do
important.
that.
So, you continue heading on. Elsyan, Mr. Passive Perception.
Mm-hmm.
As you're
That is my
traveling,
name.
actually, something to note. Are you taking this stealthily, and do you have lights?
Turning the light off when we don't have to. I'm turning my drift globe off.
And because I'm not using the vault anymore, I'm gonna activate Pass Without a Trace again.
Okay. So, pass without a trace, taking it stealthy. Lights are going off. Ghaakt?
Yep.
Lights are going off?
Yep.
Okay. All lights are being snuffed out, and as Malcom draws a few symbols, says a few words, the pass without a trace is active again as you're all enclosed in this. I would like everyone to make a stealth check, please. Remember your plus 10.
Just so you know, I
Alright.
will be having Detect Magic on all the time.
That's a
Okay.
26.
Hoping for some
Oh no! That was an accident. I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1. Okay.
Oh,
Noted.
Okay.
I was gonna roll 11, then it did the slowest rollover ever to 3. Oh.
This is
That
B.
is a 24.
B's fine. And Aurum?
13 plus.
or Oh, by the way, I got 32.
I saw.
13 plus 3, 16.
And Aurum is pretty good as well. Okay.
Yeah.
Overall, pretty good on all sides. Sasha's noisy and loud as always. However,
Clunk, 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 clunk,
Malcolm,
clunk.
you're doing your best to use your pass without a trace to try and muffle the footfalls. It's going pretty well. Your 20 cancels out the 1, and overall you guys do pass. As you guys continue
Yay.
to pass through, not really having any issues.
Don't worry, Sasha.
Yeah.
I'm getting proficient with this.
Now someone said something I thought, and I'm forgetting what was said.
Hmm.
Simon was having Detect Magic on.
Oh yes, thank
Simon.
you.
Yes, yeah.
Simon,
that was me,
or
so-
Queglod. Other than being surrounded by a giant bubble of magic,
Yeah.
you don't sense any magic from this general area. However, I will keep note that you do have it on because that is relevant.
Okay.
After about 5 or so minutes of travel, as you are now down here, you begin walking, and at one point, Mr. Elsyan, you kind of look over and you see what looks to be a pile of bones that have just been neatly and very obviously stacked. In almost a very methodical manner. In Queglod, it's at this time that you proceed to see what looks to be a glimpse of magic up ahead. With your
Hold
Devil
on,
Sight, you
everyone.
can just about see the magic without the Detect magic.
Any indication of what kind it is?
You'd need to get closer with the detect magic to do that. Your dark sight of 120 feet is allowing you to see this.
There's something up ahead.
Because it is dark vision, you can't tell if it has a color or anything to it.
When we get close, we can make a.
That's something we should probably establish. Do specific schools of magic have specific?
Potentially. If they are, I'll tell you when that happens. So.
Okay.
You're moving forward. Are you doing anything about the bones, anyone?
I mean, I think we
The
should
bones
investigate.
are probably from the last adventure.
They were
Do
stacked.
they look human bones or?
Yeah, that's a good question.
At least they got them nice and
a
stacked.
medicine check if you want to know the from a glance. Otherwise, give me an investigation.
That's a 10.
Okay, is that medicine or investigation?
Well, it will be a 10 in both cases.
So which one?
Investigation.
Okay.
And mine is medicine.
And total?
9.
Human bones. Easy enough to tell. These are definitely human bones. You also see a few rat skeletons about that have also been stacked neatly in other small piles. Rat skeletons.
We can search through the bones, I guess.
As you search through the bones with your investigation of 10, there doesn't seem to be anything of worth here. You just find bones, and as you kind of do a quick scan around, not wanting to disturb them too much, that's about all you see. Just piles of these bones.
Interesting.
I don't trust this.
It's alright. Let's keep going.
All right then.
I mean, there's not really anything we can really do about it.
Okay.
No, let's keep moving then.
You keep moving
I mean,
forward.
I could throw holiness at them.
We'll take them on the way back so they can be properly buried.
All right.
I mean, if we can find someone who can tell who was who by the bones.
You keep heading forward. Up ahead, you can see from general dark vision of you guys, you can see that the chamber that you're in kind of opens up slightly and gets a little bit taller. It is natural cavern by the looks of it. And you can see what looks to be a lip up ahead where it slightly raises up with what looks to be a walkway down on the left. A visibly smooth surface going down, which would suggest a used walkway of some kind. As you edge closer, you each look around, and looking over the edge of this, and particularly you, Queglod, you can see a large, perfectly smooth pyramid, 4 sides, with an outer layer of magic to it. And with your detect magic, you can tell that this is... I need to find what kind of magic this is. Abjuration.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is it kind of like how the big animated armors were? With their...
No. Theirs, granted, was abjuration, but theirs was more of a light blue cyan. This one is a kind... You can't tell the color of this unless you choose to light this area up. Because it doesn't seem
quick
to...
question. How long does daylight last?
It's instantaneous with Lighthouse.
I know, but how long does it last? Does it last for a few seconds or minutes?
With Lighthouse, a few seconds.
I can light this place up pretty easily, but that's up to you guys if you want to see everything or not.
The pyramid's not likely to care too much about a little bit of light, but
It has faces built in to not have to face it at all times.
Daylight will last up to 1 hour if you wish to.
Oh, so I can keep it up for an hour.
Yes, however, to keep it up for an hour, you have to place it onto an object. Such as a shield, a helmet, or a torch.
Oh,
Or a
okay.
pyramid.
I have a shield.
Oh, I do really want
I'm
to
not
plant it on
going
top of the
down
pyramid now.
I'm not going down.
Yeah, you're about 30 feet away from it, currently looking over the edge of this slight ridge. Looking down, you can see what looks to be on the floor. You see where it is perfectly carved, stone on stone, next to each other. There is no fault. There's no deterioration.
Okay. There's some sort of abjuration magic on it. Probably more of a defensive measure than anything else, but it's difficult to tell exactly what it will do.
So we know this thing is important to them, right? Like, that's a given.
I mean,
Yes,
it
and
looks
they
important.
also should probably not attack unless we mess with it.
Hmm.
Yes, because they said that they tried to cast.
Dispel magic or something on it, I think.
Yes.
Or identify knows.
No,
No,
it was
it's
dispel
dispel
magic.
magic. They couldn't
Well then.
identify it.
Ah. But nothing happened when they tried to identify.
They didn't cast identify. They
Oh, they
tried to
didn't.
identify it using their general knowledge of magic.
Oh, right.
So, do we want this place to be lit up, or?
I mean, there's no saying that we aren't more knowledgeable about it. Like, anyone got any bright ideas as to what this might be?
It's a pyramid.
Is there any check that we can make to see?
While it's black and white, no.
Alright. Does anybody object to me making light?
If we wanted to dispel it, I could try getting a bit closer under the cover of
No,
darkness.
no,
we're not
no,
trying to
we are
dispel
not.
it.
Okay.
We're trying to get a look at.
Okay, so are you
Dispelling
casting
it.
light or daylight?
I am
I
cast.
Let's start off with light. That's cantrip, and that probably won't set anything off. Daylight
It's
is
still
a fairly.
cantrip. Well, it's basically a once per day thing that I can use.
You can use light whenever you want. Daylight is that you emit it from lighthouse when you do so.
Yes, and that's
Do
once per day.
normal light, it's fine.
Okay,
Yeah,
light
I
on a
just-
rock.
I just need a little bit of light.
Light
You
on a
just
rock,
light on
and
a
I
rock.
guess toss it down to where it's close. I don't know.
Okay.
Too
It
close.
does-
Don't get too close. We don't know what'll set this thing off. I don't know about you, but I'd rather not face a giant horde of armored things without, a bit of warning.
Okay. You toss the stone down. As it lights it up, you can see a sickly green hue.
Oh, motherfucker.
Anybody
Well-
who is proficient in Arcana and has an intelligence of at least 16 may make a check. Alternatively, if you are... Once it loads back up... Closed it, I should not have done that. If you are Malcom, you can make a check.
I can.
10 plus 1 Arcana.
Nope, I don't know.
Oh,
17.
17.
Elsyan, you've heard of such magics and you can roughly tell what it is. You've studied Malcolm's druidic powers. This is something he eventually can learn. This is an anti-life shell. A big one.
oh shit.
Now, I'm judging from Harlan's reaction to what that is.
That's a 5th level spell.
Uh,
And at
Oh,
this side,
shit.
that's powerful magic.
Mhm.
Something else that you also notice, Elsyan. As you look at this, you see past it and you look at the smooth structure of this structure. It is radiating psionic energy. The entire thing.
Oh, okay. That's not friendly. So it's coming from the same source as the anti-life shell.
Yes. It seems to be not necessarily emitting it, but it seems to have the same form of structural to it. You're not sure what stone or mineral that this is made of, but it's emitting some form of psionic power. Either something inside of it is causing this, or it's the stone itself.
Question. Can I try and identify the stone at all, or the mineral?
You have no idea what this is.
Okay.
Stone cutting helps you not at all here.
Okay. Will I check? Okay.
Yeah. What do you do?
Is it just one of these?
It's just the one structure, yeah.
Can we see anything around?
More?
They said there was one.
Okay.
They said they found a strange pyramid-like structure, and they decided to dispel magic it. It failed. Now you can tell
that was
why.
never going to work.
And upon doing so, they angered constructs which left whatever this was and attacked them. You would know that anti-life shell has no effect on constructs or undead. Because believe it or not, they're not alive.
Oh, what? I thought they were.
I know how we can attack it.
How?
Elsyan, your little scuttle buddy friend.
My little scuttle buddy friend.
Okay. You using one of your...
997 damage, I think you can output altogether.
That's if they
You
hit.
can control one at a time every 24 hours, unfortunately.
Ah.
I'm gonna.
This is going to be a battle of attrition.
One damage at a time.
Guys, set up a fire, set all the tents up. I'll get to work on this. Someone go find some food. We're gonna be here a while.
Oh god.
By a while, a few years at this rate.
14 years later, we come out. We dealt with the constructs. What constructs?
What kinds
The cave's been shut down for years.
Who are you? Who are you? How
Why
are you,
were we
how are
here?
you
Why did we
living?
stay here?
What do you mean, how are we living? Devad ruled this plane like 10 years ago. Oh, oops.
So we just step out and we just see Adamanthia just as a ruin of what it once was. Just build it, just the husks of empty, burnt
The
out.
Empire doesn't exist anymore.
God.
The Alliance
Look,
takes
I'm
over
just
the
letting you
other
guys
world.
know now.
It's like the deleted end. It's like the alternate deleted ending from Evil Dead 3.
Oh, God.
I slept for too long.
I don't care what time it would be. If at the end of winter, I'm leaving. I don't care. I'm leaving. I got other things to do.
But Danny Malcolm, you're gonna leave Elsyan here just.
Look,
You've been given
I
a
have
task,
some-
now complete it.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry, I will be back.
Oh man. So what are you gonna do? Are you sending one of your orbs in?
I'm gonna send one of my orbs in to see what happens.
Okay.
I'm preparing.
Gonna be
I am
so
not
bad.
going
Something
to-
bad happened.
I'm not gonna spend years trying to destroy this thing with the little sparks that these spiders can spit out. But you know what? Why not?
Okay. As you...
Worst comes to worst, I'm gonna ask Farnsworth for help.
Fair enough. As you control the spider orb, you control it and it travels down. You go into its vision almost like a fine familiar, and you creep along with it as best you can. You pass through the anti-life shell undetected. As it travels along, you can't seem to find an initial doorway. It takes you a little while, probably the better part of 10 minutes. The rest of the party's a little bit wondering what's happening. Every now and then they catch a glimpse of something shiny on the inside run past. Eventually, with your passive investigation taking you a while, you do find a doorway. It is made from the same stone, and it is not completely shut tight. It looks as though it slides to either side on the inside of this structure, and whatever is behind it is released. The doorway itself stands about 25 feet tall. The structure in all, by the way, is about 45 feet tall. And the doorway slants up the side of it. As you head inside initially with your spider orbit, you begin surveying the area. The inside of this place is lit up with light. Make me a perception check.
That's the +6, so 16.
Okay. Looking around, you see what looks to be a light pinkish purple stone that you're now walking on, along with metal grates. As you begin to almost look around, you can see more of those floating purple crystals. They haven't seemed to have noticed your presence yet, if at all, seemingly not notified by the construct. As you're moving around, you can see more of those more well-armored figures standing there almost in guard, shield and sword held in place. You can see about 8 of them in all. You can also see, through archways leading into extended rooms, you can see the lesser armored figures. 6 of them in each of these 4 separate chambers. I didn't think I'd get this far, but I guess
Wait,
I will.
6 in each of the 4? Or 6 in total?
6 in each. So let me quickly get you a quick representation of what you're dealing with. There's my tiles that I need for this.
So there's
no,
24
I copied
of
them
them.
across and then deleted them earlier when we were using the fight. Hold on. So for now, let me get you these guys real quick.
Can I just say, Sasha finally had a good idea.
No.
It was all Elsyan's idea all along. So I'll copy.
He just
I'll copy
implanted
these
it into
to,
Sasha's head.
I'll copy these to show you how many of each you're looking at.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, no, hold on. It's 3 per chamber. My bad. There. And these are all of the crystals you see around the place. However, they are lit up. Where's Elsyan? Let's put him in here. Where would you like to go? As you've run through, you can see that, and you run back.
So I've come up here, and then I've run all the way back again. Well then, I'm gonna try and scuttle into one of these rooms. I'm gonna go to the one on the left, just to have a little scout out, see what I can see.
Okay. These constructs are currently inactivated, as you see them in the... they're kind of crouched down, almost squatting with their arms wrapped around their knees.
Okay, so inactive.
Yeah.
Obviously, and guessing are the gems around them inactive?
They're active.
They are active. Okay. Well then. Guessing there's no difference between the different colours of armour, is there?
No.
That is that. Okay, that's. Is there anything else of interest in this particular room that I can see, or?
Looking about, no. It's built for purpose. There's no decorations, there's no nothing. It's the smooth black stone on the inside, and the floor is made up of this light pink carved stone.
Okay. Well then, I'm going to move back into the main hallway.
Okay.
And Elsyan's going to assume all the others are like this, because of course he is.
Okay. To this point, you hear a... as something is stepping down the stairwell. As you see before you, a large armoured figure. A floating skull above a set of armour. The skull is completely made of iron, or some form of metal, and burning with a furnace heat as it drags a large mace behind it. As it walks forward. You watch.
Oh my god, it's Ghost Rider!
As these two stand aside, as you're standing there, you see this thing. Wander down as it wanders up. You can see large
metal music playing as he steps down. That's the real question.
Exactly. And as he takes
guitar.
as it's taking a few steps down, it takes steps forward.
I'm gonna scuttle out the way.
Make me an initiative check versus this thing.
An initiative check. It can see me. Fuck.
What'd you get?
Is that with my initiative?
That's with your spider orc initiative, which would be its dexterity. Do you have that on hand?
I do. That would be with a +1, so that's an 8.
Okay. I need to quickly double check what this thing's. Okay.
Jesus Christ.
This thing rolled higher than you.
One question. Am I within 30 feet of my spider orb?
No, because you'd be within 30 feet of it standing on the ledge looking in at about the edge bit here.
Then at a... Oh.
So you couldn't be here, could you?
I couldn't actually be here. The
You
spider orb released a small burst, causing any beings...
Oh no, you can have it move within 30 feet, you just can't give it orders and it will return to you after that time.
Oh, okay.
It works the same way as Find Familiar does.
Okay.
So it moves around as it sees fit, and you can communicate with it telepathically, provided you're not too far out of range. Because of the nature of your feature, allows you to possess the object for a limited time. Which
Cool.
I
Okay,
believe is
fine.
an hour. It's an hour or 10 minutes. It's sufficient enough.
Yeah.
As you're here, you watch as this thing, its head kind of leans down and follows. Before you watch as there's a few lights kind of go on behind the metallic eye sockets. Before you watch as all of the armors around you turn to face your orb and close in as they all take a step forward.
Scuttle away!
Okay, that's 4 opportunity attacks.
We went back and they were still there.
First, nope. What is the AC?
15.
15. Oh man, I failed 2 hits already. Next, that hits. The last one, that's a nat 20. So, as this is happening, one of them plunges the sword into it. Your vision goes dark. As this happens, you lose the spider orb.
This is
Goodbye,
not good.
Sporb.
As you,
This is not good. Okay.
as
There's a
you,
big thing on fire, and it looks scary.
as you're repeating this to the rest of the group, you watch as one section of the front segment where you went in the doorway begins to peel back and open up.
Wait a minute. Robot skeleton coming out of a pyramid? Chris?
What?
This is a fucking Necron.
Chris!
Don't know what you're talking about. Definitely isn't.
So incited.
Definitely isn't a massive coincidence that I've completely forgotten about. And the tech looks the same as well with the Black Pyramid.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no. All of this is Necron. We've got random automatons, effectively, that are just inactive, just sat there doing nothing.
I've
The
just
rooms don't
noticed
have
it as
any
much as you
decorations.
have. I didn't realise that these were Necrons until you mentioned it.
They are purple glowing Necrons, even though most of them are glowing red, but the gems are purple, not green.
I mean, to be fair, it wouldn't have been a thing until we got to the pyramid with the flaming robot skull inside of it. That's probably the biggest giveaway.
So sorry.
That's like
what-
the
what just
byline
happened
of which
there?
We have decided that these are Necrons.
Chris is ripping off of Warhammer.
I'm not. I didn't.
Well, at least it's not ripping off of Divinity anymore.
Mate, just...
Look,
Is this because you've been playing Mechanicum?
this
Or
probably
Mechanicus? This
is. Probably. I mean, to be fair, that I had this tile commissioned like 4 months
Except
ago.
for instead of being Egyptian, they're Roman, apparently.
one. That I am okay with.
I mean, that was the intention. That
Well, I
they-
say Roman, that actually looks more like a biker helmet.
Yeah, fair.
Skeleton roadies.
Well, no, this is just the official art and the intention.
Skeleton warriors.
And there is a reason for the Black Pyramid. Anyway, you're all standing outside as you see these things leaving.
As long as they're not coming because they stepped one of their capes, it's fine.
Okay, I think we should maybe back off.
Agreed.
Guys,
Bye.
let's not just back off. How about we run?
by the way, Infernal. Don't forget to be drawing. Oh.
Yeah.
Run and hide.
How about all of the above, and we lay traps on our way out, and we forget this place ever existed, and we never show our faces in Adamantia again?
Elsyan.
No, we live there.
Elsyan, you hear behind you in a...
Not if we're dead.
You hear a voice behind you speak. A robotic voice. As it speaks, escaped prisoner detected.
Yeah.
Following orders, engaging pursuit.
Escaped prisoner?
Oh
And
god,
you
they're
see
tapping
the- and you see
psionics.
these four.
Oh my god.
Oh no! Oh,
As those ones are the ones leaving.
curse my great power!
How far
Curse
away
my
are they?
beautiful mind.
How far away are they?
About 30 feet. If you're making the edge, or if you're making the initiative and running, then you're looking at maybe, seeing as you're moving your movement speed, 90 feet. And Elsyan just about catches this as this thing announces it.
I can pluck these things from a distance.
You're gonna turn
Yeah,
around
let's
and
get
attack?
some range on them because I can't imagine that they're like the fastest things.
Yay! I get to use my favorite
This thing
spell.
actually flaming?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. If they're
Okay,
looking for
that means
psionics, why is
fire
the
damage
city?
probably no good.
Well, it would
This-
explain why the city was on such high alert.
Oh, right.
I
They
would
couldn't
imagine.
take him.
And they probably got put here
They-
because of the Sonic City.
And then when they couldn't take the
okay,
city,
I should say that might not be accurate, but it sounds, doesn't it?
Okay.
I mean,
This certainly
this
looks like an
thing-
outpost.
Can I
This
do
thing, beginning combat.
But I didn't.
What do you want to do?
I was gonna use Call Lightning right here.
You are not in a high enough room to use Cool Lightning.
I thought it was a big room.
It's about 45, 50 foot up. If you want to use Cool Lightning, it will do 1d10 rather than 3d10 because it will be lower than half its maximum range. It needs to be 100 feet up.
well, still a D10.
It's not
Better
worth.
than nothing.
For a third
No,
level spell.
that's not worth.
No, I guess.
Okay.
Just
Would you like to do anything else?
there's nothing else to do.
Okay. Then it's going to
If
cast.
I don't know,
Wall
why
of
are you
Fire in
why are
front
you
of
tracing a perfect circle around it?
You watch
It's doing what?
as this thing raises its hand forward. You watch as there's a beam of arcane energy that screeches over your shoulders, and the doorway and archway in front of you blazes into a wall of flame right in front of you. I would like all of you to make me a dexterity saving throw. I believe it is for Wall of Flame, or Wall of Fire. That's correct, isn't it, Harlan? Or is it? Yep, dexterity saving throw.
Excellent, sounds right.
Ah, piss.
Ah, dick. Ah, well, I'm.
Oh,
I'm
yay.
Oh yay!
It's a 7.
Oh, I'm dead.
Oh, yay! 17.
Orum's fine, I think.
No, that's B.
Oh well, B's the one I would be more worried about.
That's Orem.
Okay. So, nice and easy to calculate. Any saving throws? I'm going to say from 20 to 20 or above. 20 or above, you're fine. I'll tell you that now.
Yeah,
You succeed on the save. However,
I mean,
I would
that
like to know
actually real
everybody
quick.
from 20 to 10 here, please. It's going
18.
17, 18,
Orem, you had.
and everybody else is 10 or
Orem
below.
got an 11.
And 11. Okay. I'll tell you this now. Orem and anybody who got below 10, you fail, and you take 20 points of fire damage. Anybody who succeeds takes 10 points of fire damage. As
So
this
I was
wall of-
distracted. What's happening?
So B still
Uh,
takes 20 points of fire damage.
Well, that's not good. It's made of paper. What happened to me? I rolled a 7.
You take full damage, so you take 20 points. of
Actually,
fire
no.
damage.
Huh?
No, B doesn't.
He doesn't have vulnerability to fire. No.
Nope.
No. but
You
if
said
he
I take
gets-
20?
Anybody who got 10 or lower
Mm-hmm.
fails, or anybody who got 11 or lower, because that was the highest of that low bracket, You take 20 points of fire damage. Anybody who succeeded, which I believe was everybody else, who didn't get 11 or lower, you take 10 points of fire damage. Malcolm, you take half because you're a tiefling.
Oh yeah, so.
And I take half because
of your resistance to fire damage. Yep. So, seeing as we're nearing the end, I don't think I'm going to roll for initiative here. However, this thing begins to walk up. Are you guys going to engage in combat, or are you going to attempt to flee through the firewall? Multiple members of your party know about this spell. You can run through it. It will just hurt.
Indeed.
I am going to vote run.
Of course you would.
If we run, what the fuck are we gonna do?
We keep running, and we fake our own deaths.
What are we going to do if we stay?
Yeah, we have no reason to stay if we run.
What?
Why are we here if we run? We're here to take care of them.
Yeah, but how are we going to take care of
Well,
that?
we need to discover that this is... Like, so I wasn't here for the fight against these guys, so how did that go in general? Because you won.
They're immune to force.
Yeah.
They're resistant to psionics.
Wait, they weren't immune to...
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they
Blast
were.
was cast. It negated all damage.
Oh, right, yes.
So immune to force.
Oh,
They're
it's 4 of
targeted
the
by
big
psionics
boys
that resist
too.
it.
Mm-hmm.
They're resistant to psychic. Fire, I don't remember. Yeah, they're resistant to fire.
They were not resistant to lightning.
Yes.
Oh,
That's
God.
all we tested out.
It's not they were resistant to fire. Weren't they immune to fire?
They were immune to fire and force. They were resistant to psychic.
I wrote this down somewhere. I think it was in the secret one. Where the
Regardless,
hell did it go?
General decision. Are you
Oh,
guys
yeah.
running or are you fighting? And I will also be asking each individual if they wish to
Oh, yeah.
stay or run.
They also can't be charmed.
That is
Well,
true.
no,
Well,
their
yeah.
armor.
Well, yeah.
Honestly, if we run, there's no fixing this. The problem's going to get worse, and it could actually make life really difficult for us, ourselves, and for Adamantia as a place.
Us, ourselves, and me. I thought you were going to say.
By us ourselves, I mean it'll have a massive impact on Cavern.
We could
Okay.
try and get to the psychic city and just effectively kite these guys to the psychic city.
How
I
exactly
don't
is
think that's going to work.
go off the ravine?
Okay. I'm trying to throw out solutions here, guys.
It's an interesting idea in theory if we get those two to go to war against each other, but I don't logistically. I don't see how it's.
Yeah.
There's the big
Yeah.
problem is getting up out of the ravine.
Yeah,
That's
like
the big hurdle.
ideally-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
something else that you also know, Queglod. These things can fly.
Cool.
Yes, they can.
Oh
fly.
yes, yeah. You
I
did say
mean, even if we could get to the ravine, we could break the ceiling and drop the hooked horrors on them.
that. Yeah, I'm sure the hooked horrors would probably slow.
We
them
don't.
down.
We don't have to deal with these guys and then just straight up fight. And quite frankly, I can imagine that would end quite badly for us.
hmm
Yeah, because this is the time to be discussing and planning. Because you don't have enough spell slots to get everybody out.
What do you mean?
Conjure animals isn't going to work because it takes several minutes to carry and ferry people 2 by 2 up.
But we can get Queglod to also run it and also do it and keep running.
And
Queglod
yeah,
can run fly, but then she can't turn into a bird form without being unable to maintain concentration. Because she can only
No,
perform
not.
so many actions. No, you can't.
It's
You
a
can only-
bonus action.
That's
I
not-
could
that's
teleport.
not the
I could
point.
dimension
It's
door
maintaining-
2 of us.
It's maintaining a concentration. It will be impossible.
I don't know if it counts as concentration though. Is what I'm saying.
Liars.
Fly is, but why
Fly-
why would being in bird form prevent me from concentrating?
Because it's the.
They have very low. They have very low.
Hold on.
um,
Let me get it up.
Birds
It-
have low attention span.
Yeah, that's it. Birds have low attention span. That's why.
It's not that. It's because it restricts your action limits. Because you can't cast spells, you can't maintain concentration for it.
Is that a thing?
It is.
That- I thought barbarians could maintain spells as they did, so I would have allowed it.
If barbarians can't, but that's not.
Barbarians can't.
Yeah, like druids.
Druids can
can't
because
cast spells.
They can't cast spells,
in
but they
their
can
animal
maintain
forms, but they
spells
can-
as per
that
their
much.
description. It says that you can maintain them, but because we've already established that Felipe is not a familiar, and because of the nature that he works, it means you can only perform certain actions. You can only perform, as followed by this. You can. Where is it? Oh, wrong one.
It's because it says you can use your action only to dash, disengage,
Engage,
dodge, help, hide, or
help,
search.
Yeah. Yeah. So as a result, you'd only be able to maintain those kinds of actions.
For some reason, it's done to me every.
So is the problem is getting everyone out, or just doing, like, because we have multiple ways of getting up. Is
There are
anyone
multiple
who
ways
is?
of getting up. It's a matter of calculating how you're going to do it.
I can take me and someone else to the dimensional door, so that's 2.
Bear in mind, there's also the fact that if they're tracking psionics.
Bern.
They'll mostly be obsessed with Elsyan.
Exactly. So that leaves you with 2 options in that one. Though.
Elsyan.
You could just leave Elsyan.
Okay, I will say, psionics thing is an assumption.
It's an assumption, sure, but what else would they be tracking? And given everything that we've gotten here,
So the best idea I can think of would be for me to take Elsyan up the ravine with the dimensional door and up to Psychic Town.
Everyone else try and get up, and then hopefully, and then like a vulture down for me. I'll try and like stay down at the bottom and hold them off as best I can.
I
You're gonna
have
make
an
some-
idea. Stop! I have an idea that can get everybody up in one go.
Cut it. Cut it.
1 second.
Goodness.
I think I know what he means.
My plan is I can use conjure animals, which can take 3 people if I put Bern and Queglod together. Queglod can use fly on
2 people.
on 2 people, which would work very well if you used it on Aurum, and it doesn't. The other person could be Sasha or Elsyan, either one. The other would be taken by one of my vultures, and then Will can get me and him up with his
Dimension door.
dimension door. And that's the way I came up with get everybody up in one go.
Alright, we're gonna have to write this down so we remember it for next, 2 weeks from now.
If you want, no.
You're gonna have to do it, because I won't be here for next week.
I'm gonna have to.
I was going to say, if you guys are running through it, I'm going to have all of you. I'm going to be rolling for damage first because that may change stuff. But if you're trying to get away from them, then that's something I can allow. So, remind me, Sasha. If you run through the firewall, you automatically take the damage, don't you?
Let's see. Spells.
If you start your turn within or within the wall or adjacent to it, you automatically.
On one side of the walls. End his turn within 10 feet of that side or inside the wall. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time, or on a turn, or ends its turn there. The other side of the wall deals no damage.
So
we do take the same amount of damage.
Okay.
Running through.
If we
Can
don't,
Sasha, can you still do create or destroy water?
I've not got it prepared because didn't seem like it'd be very helpful. Attack.
Okay. So, beginning with this, who is running straight through now?
I'm not running yet. I don't personally think we run, but that's
I can't do about like if everyone else goes, I'm gonna go. But like,
so you don't think we should run? I feel like we should come to a decision that we all agree on this.
Yeah, that's something that I would like
Rather
before
than-
the end of the session today.
Rather
Because
than
I-
some of us
I will either-
getting dragged along in a
Okay,
decision we don't like.
let's just take a vote. Who wants to run?
Hello. Is it just Elsyan? Okay then.
It's just Elsyan.
who wants
Okay,
to fight?
so
I
Me?
want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
Inferno?
Fighting
Infernal,
is
you're
the
far away
only
from the
thing
mic
we're
again.
here for.
Hmm?
Yes, fight.
Okay, so fight
Yeah.
it is.
I think fight it is.
I like how we got us. I like how we
This
got
is the
Elsyan's
reason we're
hopes
here.
up with all
What-
that.
like, running away
I
doesn't
like-
make sense. I
Came
know.
up with a plan and then decided, nope, we're
Yeah,
fighting.
we
Look,
got
I
his
came up with the
his
plan-
hopes up and then
That's
just
fair.
dashed it
I
against
came
the
up with the
rocks.
plan just in case you did want to
Yeah.
run.
And it's good that you did,
Yeah,
because let me
absolutely.
tell you now, if you'd run through that wall, you all would have taken 28 points of fire damage.
Well,
Okay, good thing we're
I'm-
fighting, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Like
step away.
that was-
Clearly, fighting these guys is the best way.
Okay,
Fire
guys,
damage.
can I just also
What's
make a
28 damage compared to everything else?
I don't know.
The
gotta
entire
see
rest
how
of
the
my
combat
life pool.
goes. However, I am going to say the following: with the plan for the party to fight against these creatures, these constructs, we will end our session there. So, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the dropped frames. Ever since the disconnect, I've been getting random pop-ups saying that I've disconnected, but I haven't. So, hopefully you've enjoyed, and it hasn't been disrupted too much. As usual, fuck BT. And we will see you next week. I know that you can't make it, Ghaakt. Can anybody else not make it next week?
Next week, I'm not sure. I'll have to see.
think there's anything now.
I should
I
be fine.
I might not. I might not be available.
Okay, well, there'll be an update through the week. I'll obviously update on Thursday when I have my D&D then. However, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Porn stars.